Yes. Another beer from the front end?
Well, I told him, I said to him, I said, you fucker,
Oh, there's a beer on the line.
You didn't want me to beat him, that little crap.
We had to leave that short. There was a beer on the line.
Takes a lot to tell him to leave it that short and get it close enough.
No.
Yes.
It's a different matchup, though.
Oh, that's right.
It's a different matchup. You guys were
No, that was still a front ender versus a back ender.
Oh, no, you can't have the front end sweeping the other guy's
Oh, no.
post haste, no way.
You know what? If your line was the same as Chris, it's a little bit higher.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 12 o'clock draw here at the 2018 Deloitte Tankard at the Dartmouth Curling Club. My name is Jim Nixon. I'm here with Matt Paul, and we're going to bring you a game this afternoon that features a couple teams that have had a little bit of a rough week, Matt.
Yeah, I know Brent for sure. Anyway, I was speaking to him just before the event. He was, looking forward to it and kind of hoping to sneak into the playoffs and then, do some damage from there and kind of see what happens. But it's a tough field. You don't if you get a couple of losses early, and I know Brent had a couple, one bad loss early. Just I think give up two and then give up a steal. So just one of those things kind of sets your week off on the wrong note, and you can kind of continue.
Yeah, he's had a strange week. I looked at the draw as well, and I see beat Jamie Murphy, who is definitely, I would have to rate the favorite here today, and or in the event. And then he's lost a couple games when, good teams. Dacey and Stevens both got two in the last end to beat him. And the one I think that really hurt for him was yesterday afternoon whenever that was, last evening, when he had the big lead against Fleming and let that slip away.
Yeah.
An 8-2 lead at this point with these at this level, you don't lose those games, and he managed to lose that one, which really knocked him out of contention.
Yeah, no, hopefully, I suppose they're, once you get a good night's sleep and then you want to reassess, then, you want to win the rest and, actually put on a good show, get some at least mileage out of this in preparation for next year.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams are sitting at 1-4, but everybody wants to finish strong. Everybody, as you said, wants to have, the best week they can have and play as good as they can have, and certainly the power team, which is a new team to me, I haven't seen around the circuit the last few years. It would be building towards bigger and better things in the future. So I'm sure that they want to come out here and put on a good show as well.
No, yeah, it's good. It's good to see a young new team getting some experience, and it's these types of events you gotta play, and you gotta get your butt kicked in to figure out where that next level is.
Yeah, for sure. It's never fun, that part of it, but if you can survive that, you have a chance to, as I say, go on to bigger and better things. So we are underway here. McDougall's throwing the yellow stones and has hammer here in the first end. Power's throwing blue, and Power's first shot went to the back of the 4-foot, kind of a normal first end call, and put it in the house. And Brent asked his lead to throw a corner guard, and he hogged it, which is tough to do out here, I think, because it's pretty quick.
Yeah, and you see that sometimes in the first end if the team's not really, practicing correctly, kind of thing, because everybody will there's so much emphasis on drawing to the button that nobody plays that path right down the middle, and then you go and give it a try, and it's the first rock down there, and you end up hogging it. So
yeah. So both Matt and I are making our first appearance here in the broadcast booth at the Deloitte, and it's always a pleasure to do this stuff, and we're going to have to sort of get caught up a little bit on the fly as to how ice conditions are and all that sort of thing as well. So they came in a little deep on that one. They now have a couple of them in the back of the 4-foot. Brent's probably going to the same option, I imagine, the corner guard.
Yeah.
Brent's not afraid to play. I've watched Brent a lot over the last number of years, and he'll put rocks in play. There's no worry about that. He's had quite a bit of success the last number of years, really, at different levels, in mixed and some in men's and various competitions, and with a lot of different teams.
He's a little bit of a mystery to me. In terms of the curling, I know him quite well, and that's the thing. He has these tremendous highs where he beats some absolutely amazing teams, but then things like the other night when he has the big lead and loses, and it's tough to really to sit back and diagnose, why those things really happen. You really got to be honest with yourself, and some of the things teams don't do enough is to actually videotape their games and go back and sit and have a look at it and maybe take some notes and actually try to be objective to figure out what happened.
Yeah, work through the pain, sort of thing. Being curlers, we have lots of kinds of pain, but they aren't all physical.
Oh,
Sometimes they're from the shoulders up.
Yeah, the way people generally remember it is that I didn't do anything wrong, but
Yeah.
the guys in front of the skip generally think it's the skip's fault, and then the
Yeah.
skip thinks it's the other 3 guys.
Well, I'm a skip, and that's actually a fact. That's not even a myth. Anyway. No, I've started my fair share of games 0 for 4, 0 for 5 to start a game, and
Sure.
you dig a hole, and then your team's got to help you get through it. But anyway, we're just proceeding along the first end here. That Brent McDougall's team showing up another corner guard. He'll do that a couple more times, maybe.
I was
But
gonna say maybe. I don't know if I'd be all that comfortable in doing it that much longer. I mean, if he kind of makes this a little roll into the top of the house, then you're. I mean, it's the ends. I wouldn't really force it. It's the first end. I mean, you got 2 in the back 4 foot there. Just play a freeze, kind of get out of this with a blank type thing, or get lucky.
yeah,
And maybe you'll jam it or something like that.
Yeah.
But if they're continuously making this, well, just freeze one in there.
we're down. We got one more second stone to come, so looks like Brent's going to go with at least one more time. Dougal's second stones, Kirk McDermott.
Yeah, Kirk played second for me when I first moved here before I got injured, and he's a good player, but probably his best attribute is he knows the game really well, played a long time, extraordinarily smart, kind of on and off the ice type of guy. So it's a good kind of crutch to have during pressure situations or whatever. That as a skip anyway, you're really not going to make anything too boneheaded because he's going to be on it, but he's also one of those guys who's not going to he's not going to overwhelm you, but he's just going to poke his nose in when you're doing something really stupid.
And he's big enough that he can stand in front of you and say, hey, we're not doing that. Or he can try.
Yeah, I was going to say big doesn't really mean tough.
No, okay, yeah. That was
Only
true.
in Kirk's case.
Yeah, that's good. Kirk's on the ice. You can't hear us anyways.
No kidding.
So we got another peel of the corner guard by the power team. This one's could be a problem if he overcurls it a little bit.
Yeah, so they got the nose they were looking for. Now it's a question. Now what? I guess now you freeze and then you go around the. Yeah, it's. Better make it. If the problem is if you're half open type thing, they hit and roll in front of their own 2 there, then you're really in a world of hurt.
Yeah, true enough. And if you completely bury it, they just might end up sighting the guard or something like that, and you might be struggling to get behind it. But you threw it up there for a reason, and it's not your rock now, but regardless, it's there. And if you're going to go that way, you better go. Martin Gavin, third stone for Brent McDougall. Martin back in Nova Scotia a few years ago after spending some time up north. To the Briar once or twice, or maybe more times out of the north. I'm not too sure. That's
fine. I've actually known Marty the longest. He used to play some of the World Curling Tour events around the country in his youth. So when I was around 23, 24, he would come and play an event in Thunder Bay when I was there. And so when I got here, I knew he looked familiar, but happens with curling all the time. You've seen a guy somewhere 20 years ago,
and not everybody's as fortunate as us and stays. They look the same 20 years later. So Marty did go a little deep on that. He would like that to have been above the tee line for sure. It kind of leaves the power team a chance to just come down and follow that one down, really.
Yeah, anywhere in front of it's pretty good.
Yep. Greg Rayfuse is third stone for the power team. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, they don't have to be anywhere near the guard. I don't know why they're kind of stopping. It's you bury that thing a quarter and it's fine.
Yeah, they certainly made sure they got by the smallest of margins. Probably too much, really.
If he wants to go there, that's fine. But we're getting a little late here in the end. What is this, Marty's last one? Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I know it hasn't been curling a whole lot this week here, so this could be just a freeze he's calling here, actually.
Yeah, I guess now he's freezing on the stuff in the middle.
Yeah. That'd give you an indication of how straight it is if he's throwing that sort of weight.
No kidding. That's too
That's
bad.
really just about a foot and a bit of ice. And I know if you get it out at all, it won't do anything. I haven't been here all week, but I have watched a number of games on Bell Alliant and TV1, and it's been great. The announcing's been great. The curling's been pretty good for the most part. It's just a little bit of a challenge to make a lot of really good shots when the ice is straight like this. This is a heck of a shot, though.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
perfect. All right.
That is a beauty.
Well, see, this is kind of why I liked it a little bit earlier. You know, it's in that position, right? They've got to throw a heater or something in that area, blast it. Then there's the one over there. Then you go around the corner.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
then they hit the open one. You go around the corner again,
Yeah.
and you're looking at 3. But
It's a good indicator for anybody at home that's trying to get into the competitive game or whatever that, you know, when you don't have last rock, if you can keep those 2 rocks there just a foot above the tee line, how much better they are.
Oof.
You know, they're killing you here now, whereas just if they had been 18 inches shorter, they would have had to hit it.
Yep.
You know. So Greg will try to hit this probably right on the nose,
Yeah, I
and
think so,
if he
yeah.
does, he'll probably sit shot, and a couple blue ones will be gone, but he'll still be in good shape.
if it's this straight, then it'll probably be really, really sensitive. So hopefully, yeah, he's not throwing too much weight, which is good. Because you got to stick right on the nose.
This should be pretty good. Guys working it pretty hard. Sweeping nowadays is just so good.
It doesn't do anything.
No?
No, I'm kidding.
Well, it doesn't when I do it from the tee line to the back of the house, but I think it works pretty good for these guys. I mean, good shot still. That rock didn't curl as much as they wanted. They really wanted to be right on the nose here. This gives Brent a chance to remove that and sit a couple.
Yeah.
Hard not to set up a double, but might even just draw.
Yeah, you could corner freeze on the blue, like Marty's saying. That's, gosh, that's a pretty good shot. It's, or the other option's the hit and roll. I mean, it's one or the other. Kind of just how aggressive do you want to get in this this first end? And it's tough when you're, if you're playing the straight turn and you're, the broom's going to be just inside the middle of the 8-foot type of thing. I mean, the last thing you want to do is freeze on the, the right-hand side of it, the high side of it, and you're in real trouble. It's first end, gosh, should be pretty safe to hit and roll, but you know what? This could be ice for either one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is, and it isn't much weight. Whatever he's throwing here, it's just going to be a heavy draw.
Brent's out-turn, so Brent's out-turn, it should be a draw.
Yeah,
it's yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's playing it's either a freeze or just tapping a couple inches. If you can move it even 2 inches, you'd be sitting 2 and in pretty good shape, I think. Anywhere in front of it's pretty good right now, though.
For sure.
McDougall, it's been to a couple of Canadian mix.
Yeah, he just got back from one a couple of weeks ago.
And I think he won about 21 Nova Scotia Postal Championships or something like that. Used to always be, when he used to live in Sydney, that's when I'd see him most of the time. He'd have his postal team come up to New Glasgow to play a few games or play our little spiel or whatever. And, well, he managed to make this one curl, which in itself was amazing.
Well,
not good, though.
Yeah, nose hit the lie 3 for Mr. Power.
Yeah. I saw a game yesterday with Brent, too, and I found somewhere, it might just be the way he throws that shot. Every now and then he can make that one curl a little bit more than what some people do. My out-turn's kind of dead straight, so I can't really relate to that, making the out-turn curl, but he does find a way to do that. So Team Power's final shot of the first end here. McDougall does have hammer. He'll have one more crack at it, but
yeah, hopefully he'll have just a nose hit or something like that for his one.
Nice looking delivery for Greg Power. As I say, I'm not too familiar with him, so it's kind of a new to see him. This should be good.
Yeah, it looks really good. If it curls just a hair.
Lose the shooter, maybe? No.
Yeah, that's
sitting 4.
Yeah, wow.
There we go. So big shot in the first end for Brent McDougall.
Well, at least he just threw it. Yeah, that's good. You'd like to be able to throw the other turn to throw into those things, but nobody's done it all ends, so there's no real
Well, exactly.
too
Not
bloody
having played the
dangerous.
intern at all, I think you're right. I think the tendency to go intern here, but
I suppose you could be heavy with this out turn too, and then if you're heavy, it kind of come off one of those blues. And I mean, not a lot heavy, but
yeah. Well, at this level, when you say that, you're usually talking a few feet.
Yeah,
You're not talking,
I'm
the
talking 8 inches or
15
so.
foot heavy. Yeah, yeah. So McDougall now with an out turn, really just a draw tap, something like that, to try to score one here, or at the very least come out of this with giving up a 1 point. A single to Powers, but looks pretty good. Just needs to move up a little bit.
Line's perfect. They got.
Yeah, he's not going to have backing now, so
No.
it's all about weight, but the guys don't look too worried about it, so I would say it's going to be pretty good. I'll tell you, that's a great shot in the first end, Matt.
Yeah, no, nobody on planet Earth wants to throw that in the first end.
No backing, no anything. Just have to put it on the tee line, and if you don't, you're giving up a whole lot of points early in the game. So McDougall picks up 1 here in the first end of our game between Greg Power and Brent McDougall at the 2018 Deloitte Tankard. We're at the Dartmouth Curling Club. 5-sheet club, and really good club historically. I've played here a lot of times over the years, and nice club, very active, a lot of members. Come on down, check it out if you're around the area. So you don't like to have to take 1 in the first end, but in that situation, I think Brent probably pretty happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. 20 minutes ago, he wouldn't have been happy, but 2 minutes ago, he's ecstatic.
Yeah, hopefully that that Power team can, if they were to go back and look at this game, they'd be, for most of that end, they were kind of against the wall, and the teams will sometimes think, okay, we had a successful end there. Well, not. They kind of got a little lucky that Brent missed there.
Yeah.
Those two like you were saying, those two in the back 4 foot are just, it's just bad news. It's not really, and especially right beside each other. That's the worst it can really be. But they, what they did well, and a lot of teams don't spend enough time on is peeling corner guards. It's they finally did nose the one, but they did at least do it a few times in a row. So Brent couldn't really build a giant end.
So Greg Power. You'll note that Greg's not in the house. He's got a player with an injury in this game. As Greg's out sweeping, which I'm sure is not familiar to him. But he doesn't look too uncomfortable in that one. So Brent played the rock in the house, not uncommon for this sort of strategy early in the game. And he'll try to bump this one up a little bit. Meantime, Power throwing the corner guard, and he'll try to use that a little later. I think there's a fair bit of curl to the sides, Matt. I think if you can get using the outside of the sheet, you have a chance to work with the guards. But it's just not an area we play the game very much anymore, and makes it a little bit tough to utilize. Adam Barry's the lead for Brent McDougall. I'm playing just a little bump here.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the danger of that shot. If you guard, it's. I understand that Brent was a little bit high in the house or whatever, but with that, draws to the button not really curling all that much, it may have just been the easier shot. You throw the guard, or really tight though. I mean, they are going to go around the corner, but then you can freeze after that and go from there.
Power lead Scott Graham. Scott being asked to move this rock out. Probably try to roll behind the corner guard if he can do it. It's just
for sure.
Hanging on that line.
Weight's pretty good, so you might have a chance here.
Houses look very active. That's kind of nice to see.
Well, that might be in. I don't think it is, but we're at a bad angle here. My guess is no.
Either way, Brent's going to peel that corner guard.
Yeah,
he doesn't really like to leave that corner guard. It's a pretty defensive call early in the game like this. But
I'd do it in a heartbeat, yeah.
McDermott, second stone. This one's going to have to curl a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he's got it.
Got them all. Well, not exactly the plan, but no harm done. That was not going to score a point for you anyway. It was just going to be one that you're going to use a little bit around as the end went on.
pretty good for power now. I mean, they just keep throwing up a corner and hoping for a miss, and pretty low risk attempt at 2, which is always something good. And if you're skipping, you're already starting to think, what, you probably haven't thrown any big weight hits during practice or anything, so you're probably going to be blanking the end. So, just how you want to throw it, maybe keep an eye on if these peels that are coming down the ice, you might be throwing that exact same shot kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. We're in draw number 6 this week here, 6 of 7, so on the men's draw, and it's teams at least have had a chance to be on the ice enough now to have a pretty good idea what's going on. This one's curling pretty hard.
Well played. A little overcompensation for the last miss, and or just an executive decision to make the double.
Yeah, that's the difference there. You can see that even though he did throw it down a little bit and all that kind of stuff, but it did curl a little bit to the outside where he wasn't getting any curl coming to the inside. So nothing in play now. Oh, yeah, I guess, sorry, we do have the one rock. The rock he just threw made the double. Play the out-turn hit here. The first of the 2 refuses on this team. On the out-turn hit, this is curling pretty good. Should be okay. And he hits and stays. Probably going to be pretty open end from now to the end.
So if you're the, well, I guess if the skip's sweeping, that's unfortunate because you really want to be thinking about your blank. Now I know it's it's an easy shot type thing, but you don't want to get caught in a bad spot, or if you're trying to blank in an extremely straight spot, you don't want to gas it.
No. So Martin Gavin still throws a pretty good stone. Just to draw a little hit here. The outside again, getting a little curl to the outside. The guy's working hard to keep it straight. No problem. Sometimes that's a little better way to go. You always like a straight turn, but when it's so straight like this, sometimes you're better off to get on the other side and use that 8 to 10 inches of ice, and still not going crazy hard, so a little bit easier to control sometimes.
Yeah, predictability is obviously what you're looking for.
And an inch wide doesn't kill you, where on the other turn sometimes an inch wide just does. I'll give you an update of what's going on around the sheets here after this end. Power team throwing the in-turn hit. See the difference here. It's kind of like just watch it and hope as it comes down the sheet. There we go. Got it. Wow. Good throw. Nice weight for that.
Yeah,
for that part.
If you're going to throw that straight turn like you're saying, just gosh, keep that weight down. It's always a good little check too when you get the same shot twice, just to see how you're feeling, how you're kicking, and how you want to be able to kick the same spot, throw the same way, throw the same release kind of thing. Just kind of know that you're locked into playing. It's early in the game, you never mind it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
If you kick out in the second one and you're 10 feet wider and have to crank it and throw it differently, then you're in for a day.
Yeah. Another in-turn hit coming here. When we say in-turn, out-turn, we're referring really to a right-handed thrower. We go with the masses. Left-handers just have to learn to adapt. In-turn is a clockwise rotation of the stone, and the out-turn is a counterclockwise rotation of the stone. So teams are definitely saving some time, at least this end. Time sometimes becomes a challenge. And
you know what? It does more. It's something you can't ever just forget about. So it's just another thing, kind of, and it's generally on the skip's mind as you're playing. You always got to check in after. At worst, maybe you can forget about it for an end, but it's got to be there in the back of your head, because the last thing you want is for it to be impacting your decisions near the end of the game.
Exactly, and I think most teams will probably have one person that's really predominantly responsible for keeping an eye on that and making sure that the time doesn't get away from you. Hang on here.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a bad miss by Brent. You know that you're throwing the turn that's got a little bit of curl in it, and you just really can't throw it that light. I mean, that was just barely hack weight maybe, and you just can't give up that easy of a point. That would have been enough weight on the other turn, but
yeah, I didn't even really watch his delivery because I thought it was going to be automatic, and I was kind of looking to see where he would.
It's Brent's out turn again. I don't know for sure if that's a factor or not, but it's certainly he's had 2 out turns that now have curled. His in-turn draw or his out-turn draw in the first end and that out-turn hit are certainly getting more curl than anybody else, but this is a turn that will move a little bit. So Greg will split the house here and get as far away from that other one as he can, so Brent has no opportunity to make a double.
Looks like a lot of weight, but there might be some new little patches in here that might slow it down.
All right, it's going to be close to going through, though, I think. We're a little long ways away from it up here, but no, I think he should be fine.
Not really sure why they're speeding it.
Yeah, there's not really any benefit to that.
Well,
the further back, the better chance of a double.
I mean, and it's either double or you're going to hit and roll in front of it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to throw huge weight here, just normal-ish kind of things, and it's about just a hair more than a quarter of a rock.
So Brent's only got looks like maybe less than a foot of ice here, so he's planning on putting a little bit of weight on this one. Try to make the double, or like you say, roll all the way across there. It's about an 8-foot roll or 10-foot roll or whatever that is, so it's quite a piece.
Yeah, you know, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just make contact, get it going that way, and see if you can get lucky.
Yeah, you don't want to duplicate your first error.
He threw it like he was narrow, but we'll see.
No, he's trying to make it curl, so I don't think he's narrow. Should be good. Oh, go way over. No, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were trying to hold it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, his release at the end, you could just tell he was trying to get back out to the broom kind of thing. And so, you know, you missed the first one, and you want to make sure.
Yeah, and you can see how much even that curl. I mean, that was big weight, and it curled up really nicely. So, first one went well underthrown. So Power now with an open hit, just a wide open hit for 2. Shouldn't be, can't take it too lightly, but it should be fairly automatic.
No, it's, you know what, these should be automatic, you're right. They just never are.
Yeah, exactly.
Now this is a new spot in the end, like we haven't played here all end, right? So you should have a good idea, you're right? You know, we're late into the week, they've had a practice. It's not curling, you know, there's nowhere that's going bananas in terms of curling, so yeah, he's good.
Well, swept there, and we've got a score of 2 for the Power team in the second end. Power takes a 2-1 lead over Brent McDougall here at the 2018 Deloitte Tankard. 10 end games here today, Matt. A lot of events are going to 8 ends, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with this level of curling, but I expect you're going to see that happen in a couple of years anyways.
The big problem with that is I think the numbers, if I remember correctly, and they've kept track of the slams, and if you score 2 or more in the first end, your odds of winning are they're over 75%, maybe even over 80%. Yeah. So it places so much emphasis on it. You just don't have enough time in an 8-end game to catch up if you give up 2 right away. I think it's over 80 if I remember right. And it's now, is that better for TV? Certainly, as it fits better in a 2-hour time frame. But it's and you know it's easier to make the ice last that long. It's tough to make it last for 10 ends and a practice, and
it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next number of years. I think that there's certainly be a movement to go to 8 ends. I agree with you totally on the fact that if you drop a couple in the first end, I mean, the idea of it originally I was other than to make it a little less time for television, but to also get teams to play right off the bat, you know, go at it right early, early, and that's good unless they do get 2 or 3 in the first end. Then it's like, okay, now it's all defense, and it can make for a long and boring game. You might see that. You still might see. I still think we're going to see some more rule changes with rocks and movement of rocks,
sure.
and something like the mixed doubles where you're not actually allowed to remove rocks from play at all for 4 stones. You might find its way into a regular curling game before too long. I think you're going to see some changes for sure. So we're in the third end now. We're just going to glance across the sheets here. Actually, we'll wait another couple of minutes and then we'll be able to update sheet B as well. They've just got 3 rocks to come, so we'll give you that in a couple of seconds. These teams are playing fairly straight to the vest here. They're just throwing in and hit it. Great.
Yeah, I'm surprised Brent hit that.
Yeah, me too. After watching the first end,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. It was in a better position, though, to be honest, than the rocks that were in the first end that were behind the tee, so that might have entered his mind.
Yeah.
Maybe. Now turn hit. Scott Graham with the out-turn hit. Brett McDougall.
Wow. Yeah, Brent's given
almost negative ice.
Yeah, jeez.
Adam Berry. It's a concept that years ago when I was younger we saw all the time.
Yeah,
negative ice,
you know what, I'm even old enough to remember that and see that in Northern Ontario quite a bit.
Kids today don't see it too often. It's hard to put your broom there, but right on the nose, so obviously he was right. So not a lot of excitement happening here right now on this end, just up and down the sheet until we get some kind of a miss or a roll out perhaps.
Yeah.
If the power team ever rolls out here, I think you'll see Brent McDougall throw up a corner guard, and we'll see what happens from there. It's still going to probably be a bang kind of end.
Yeah, he'd like to get back to that out turn. He knows what that out turn side does. That's why I'm kind of surprised he didn't put that corner guard back there, because you know that side now. You know the speed, you know the curl, you know everything.
Yep.
Just got to execute. But you're right too. 10 ends, bank some time. You got an opportunity to bank some time. You missed a couple early. Maybe get your feet under you and make a couple easy ones, and then go at them. So it's it's certainly not wrong by any means.
No. This one's just a little bit on the outside of the rock, but he should be fine.
Yeah.
It's a good game if you want to have a good percentage. I find that usually if you're playing these kinds of shots, you can play pretty well. It's what's amazing sometimes when you watch some of the slam events and the tour events on TV, and you look at the percentage those teams have, men and women, and you look at the style of play they have, and it's incredible. I'm just like, man, I can add up my percentages sometimes for a week and not get to what those guys are in a game. It's just, it's just tough. So Brent's going to throw up a guard here somewhere, or corner guard. The other side, the intern side, I think. Can't tell. He was tapping around in front there, so I'm not really too sure, but...
Yeah, it looks like it.
Marty's sort of indicating this might be heavy right out of the gate here.
There's a bunch of reasons he could have taken that intern side. I mean, he could have noticed something in one of their players. He could have thrown this in practice and saw that, look, there's lots of curl there. So maybe he even knew that there's more curl on this intern side as opposed to the out turn.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there is a lot of curl. That was 5 feet plus.
Yeah.
He was center line, and he's out to the edge of the 12-foot just about, so that's certainly usable for sure. This one might over curl. He didn't throw this one very hard. No, doesn't look like it. I thought it was curling hard until I looked up and saw everybody say, "Okay, we'll stop."
Well, it's not a lot of weight at all. It's a little bit, that far out, it's going to be a little bit sticky. But yeah, that's just. It's unfortunate that it's that straight. It makes, just like you're saying, it just makes it that much easier. It's really levels the playing field when it's that straight.
So McDougall will now play that same takeout. That was a good shot by the power team. That was out there pretty far.
Yeah. Got to hang around, like you're saying. You don't want them to get a chance to, another crack at throwing that corner.
Martin Gavin. Last year was coaching the Dexter team, I believe, and this year decided to play more full-time, I guess.
Yeah, there's lots. It's funny with guys who've played a long time or coaching. You generally you enjoy it for a while, then it's either coaching's such an important thing, especially in curling, and there are so few really good coaches because there are just so many demands on time, and there's no money or anything in it. It's just for pure love of the game, but actually being able to diagnose a high-end delivery kind of thing and help fix things, it's really difficult. And because players can, it's not like other sports, you can play forever.
Yep.
You don't have to retire at, say, age 40. It's tough to find people to quit playing that have a ton of knowledge and then start coaching. And what you generally see, that if one of those players decides to do that, say like somebody like Earl Morris is a great example, was a fantastic player and then decided to stop playing and coach, and look at the success he had with his son, with Rachel, and
well, exactly, yeah. He's known around the world, really. Earl did some work with us with the Turning Point curling schools over the last few years, and great guy, good to work with. Loves karaoke. Carries his own microphone with him. That's a true story. Yeah, I know. That's amazing. I couldn't believe that a couple of years ago when he was here in the city, and it's like, wow, I got my own mic. Like, really?
You know what? He's not that bad. Neither is John.
No.
It's,
No, he was really good, but it was 1:45, so I'm not sure if he was good at 9:30. I'm going to give you a little update on the scores here across the board. We got some games that really are significant here. We got sheet 1, Stuart Thompson playing Mark Dacey. Stuart started with a 2 in the first and stole 1 in the second for a 3-0 lead. Stuart's brother Kendall on the next sheet. And sheet is that sheet C, playing Mike Fleming. Certainly playoff implications for the Thompson team, not so much for Mike's team, but 2-2 after 2 ends. Our game, as you know, 2-1, and on the final sheet over in sheet E, Jamie Murphy is trailing 1-0. I got to see the colors here. I'm getting too old. I can't even read the names.
No, Murphy's up 1-0. So the first, took 1 in the second.
So anyway, early. So all the games are close. Even that 3-0 game, Mark Dacey. Mark's played the game a long time. Still one of the best players we have around, and he'll find a way to get back in that one, I would think, and he won't waste any time trying to make that happen either. That's
no, they've already got a couple corners up, and he's, it's his shot. He's going around him. So
yeah. Stuart Thompson team, another team that people see big things for, and maybe as early as this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I thought even last year, even just, when I first moved here a couple of years ago, he really stuck out as being a good player.
Yeah, unfortunate for them last year, they ended up playing basically the Tankard with 3 players due to player changes and whatnot that happened late, and that was too bad. But they still had a pretty good run, and they are playing a little more. They're playing a few more tour events than I've seen them play in the past. So they're a good team. They just really are.
And that's the most difficult part is money. It's 6 or 7 years ago, and the cost was about $35,000 to actually play a decent year, and that's coming out of Ontario. So a team from the East trying to travel, you're talking about $50,000, and that's either got to come out of guys' pockets or you got to go around, communities begging for sponsorship money, and it's
not that easy to come by.
And out west, it's just different. The teams, money's a lot easier to come by. It's curling's just a little more in the culture out there than it is here.
Brent McDougall with a big shot here. We've sort of been talking our way through this, and hopefully you guys have been paying more attention than us maybe, but not a good throw by Brent. Brent needed to get to the inside of that one. I'll tell you, he's either throwing that outturn really off today on that first shot every end, or he's got a rock that's just a real cutter, because he really wasn't close on that. That rock was pretty much open really on the outturn, and he crashed the guard pretty hard. So If he makes that, he's sitting in there with two of them behind the corner guard. He's one and a half miss away from a 3-ender. Now he's going to probably have to make a shot looking at 2.
Yeah, I bet money it's not the Rock, and it's not to berate Brent. It's just there's just something a little wrong there. I don't know what it is.
Well, the second one's been good every time. Just the first one's been a problem, so I just
absolutely.
don't know. Anyway, Greg Power playing the open hit here. He'll just try to hit this and stay. Stay right there is probably as good as anywhere. And
yes, absolutely.
might mean that Brent's not able to hit it and score a point, which would be perfect for Power's team.
Yeah, and you'd like him to throw the in-turn draw as opposed to that out-turn one he threw before.
Yeah. So we'll see what he does here. I assume he's playing the draw. Playing the in-turn draw. I don't think we've seen this shot much, so.
No, I mean, I'd bet $1 million that he makes this one. And you know what? Make this. Game's tied. Forget about a couple of earlier misses, and then, kind of go from there.
So if anybody out there's got $1 million, they can give us a call.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous, Matt. I don't think we'll figure it out. It's just a saying, one of those things.
Last time I haven't been nervous since about '92.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. That's why I never make it in the poker world. I'm not nervous playing the 5-cent slot machines, but as soon as I get into having to bet $2, too much pressure. I'd rather curl for more than that. So Brent McDougall on the way with this in-turn. Sweepers both using stopwatches. Check the split time to see what the speed was from the back line to the
looks pretty good.
The hog line.
Yeah.
Everybody just dusting a little bit, so it should be pretty good. So it's coming in pretty good. Maybe a little warm, but
no. That's perfect. $1 million is intact.
Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Too bad we didn't get any calls on that.
Well,
yeah. Anyway, Brent salvages another end. So he's had hammer twice, had potential both times to score more than 1 point, and ended up coming around with a couple of singles, which he really wouldn't be too happy with, really. It's kind of, he had a couple of pretty good opportunities. They weren't real difficult situations. And anyway, but he is tied.
But, as well, he's ridiculously experienced. He's very mentally tough. It's, it's nothing new. Everybody's had to grind a little bit before during a game, and it's, if you can grind out a win when you're not playing at your best, you look at any sport type thing, whether it's golf, whether it's, quarterback in football, if you have a bad game but you can still grind it out and win because you don't, let your misses get to you, then it's, it's a really good sign of a good player.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, you got to have that ability to forget that first one, even if it's 2 or 3 hands in a row that you don't do that. You got to make that second one.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do. So, Brent's certainly able to do that. It really doesn't faze him too much, I don't think. Brent doesn't get, like everybody else wants to win every game, but he just loves playing.
And you know what? Yeah, no, he's honestly, I wish I had as good of an attitude as he does. He's good for his teammates, and he's a good leader for his team.
Change of strategy, though. Nice to see. He's throwing up the center guard, so we should be able to get a little bit more action going here, maybe for a few ends. Power team trying to decide if they're going to throw the corner or come around. It looked like he was going to call the corner guard, and they've switched that up and coming around it. I think if you're Brent, you're probably not unhappy with this call, even if he makes it good, because you really want to get the game coming to the center without last rock.
And with it being so straight, you never know. You might, if he's just a hair heavy or just a hair out, you're gonna have a decent play. He looks real heavy here.
Not too bad for Curl. Just had been a couple feet lighter, he would have been real good. It's not bad.
Well, that's exactly what Brent wanted anyway. But we'll see if they can. You got to capitalize here. This has got to be in front of it. I don't care if he's shot or not. You just got to be somewhere in front of it.
So if you're a lowly lead out there and you want to be a hero, this is a good time to be a hero, because if you can put this one right in front of that, man, it could be there for a while.
And don't have the mindset of I've got backing, I can be heavy, because that's really the wrong way to think. You got to think, all right, well, I'm going to throw this top 8. If I get lucky and get it to the 4-foot, great. If it ends up, even if it ends up half in the top 8, that's better than deep. You don't have to be shot now, for crying out loud.
This looks real good. Might have left the sweeping a little bit long.
Ah, it's fine. It's perfect.
I need to be taller. I can hardly see over the shelf here in front of me. Yeah, with just this draw and one more to go on the men's side, we're getting pretty close to the playoffs. Everybody be getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, a lot of time to play these events, and it's a big commitment. If anybody, you got a regular job, you get 2 weeks of holidays, right? And it's you're taking almost an entire week for this thing. So it's then suddenly you got a couple of spiels around the province, and you don't have any holiday time left. So you're hopefully your family likes doing nothing.
Yeah, it's one of them conversations you better have before the year starts, I think.
I think a lot of guys have the conversation even before they enter a relationship with somebody.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
It's because it's tough. It's I know guys who haven't had a regular vacation in over a decade because they use all of their time for
curling.
For this.
Yeah,
and you're not coming home with $1 million.
No. I think actually, unless you're playing the big tour, there's probably less money available now than there used to be. We used to have a cash bill in New Glasgow that had pretty significant dollars, and that's going back 15 years ago, and there's hardly any around now that even offer that much money.
No,
so
for sure. Well, it used to be pretty standard thing was $1,000 to enter, and you'd get $4,000 qualify. So if you made the top 8, you get $4,000. That doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And
a lot of events, that's all you get if you win.
You get that, yeah, exactly. You have the big Grand Slams that are a lot of money, but then everybody who's outside of that top 12 teams doesn't really make a dime.
No, you're right. So we had a double attempt coming up here?
Yeah.
Or no, not double. Maybe probably just a single and roll, maybe. Looks like there's a yellow in between. Hit this a little bit on the inside and
flop
over.
Inside,
Yeah. Building an end, but that yellow one's in there pretty good.
And he's heavy outside here.
This is not going to be good, I don't think.
Okay, Brent's in business here. He's just got to freeze right on top of his own yellow, and it's Power's going to be forced to peel the guard. And exactly where Brent's tapping the broom, he's saying that's your miss, Kirk. Not the other one that he threw was just a hair heavy, leaving Power that opportunity. So he's got to be at worst 8 foot, and then if things look good, sweep it right on top.
Yeah, you can get to this rock. You guys the release is so crucial on this ice, and these guys are all playing a lot, playing at the highest level. They should be able to throw it pretty clean, so should be able to get this one in there pretty good.
If this touches the guard, Brent may throw something.
Yeah, it's not
Never good.
Yeah, never going to touch the guard. That's a pretty good throw, Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't have hammer, so a couple, 3-4 more feet would be perfect, but it's going to be a challenge here. Yeah, Power's going to rip that front one. Try to make the double peel and open this up a little bit. It's going to take him a couple of rocks to even get close to it.
Now, hopefully he doesn't jam it right on top. That's certainly a possibility, but you kind of got to take that risk. And
big weight coming here.
I think he's looking
going to
like
hit the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
No, he's going to roll out, but he's going to be on the other side. Okay. Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity there, really. These young guys can throw it pretty hard, but you got to get it in the right direction. And he really wanted to get both of those. And even if you don't touch the one in the house, if you get rid of both guards, you're in much better shape than you are now. So a bit of a miss, but better than it was, somewhat.
Yeah, I think Brent's just going to keep guarding here, and then, as late as possible, hopefully on his last one, be able to maybe hit Brent's first, probably, then just freeze on top of his own yellow.
Yeah, you kind of want to secure. You're in pretty good shape here to maybe steal a point, and you want to make sure you secure that one before you get a little too aggressive and maybe nice to steal. Whoops, steal two, but you want to get one.
Yeah, you always want to fall when you're on TV.
Yeah. And you can see the red from here. Is a little embarrassed, but he's up. No injuries, no harm, no foul, as they say, and all good. Same shot here.
Yeah.
Just trying to get rid of both those guards. That's
You're
the key.
right, too. You want to be on the right side of the rock here if you're going to miss it as well.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to open up both sides. It's going to be hard to get that rock out, but you're much better if you have both sides to work with. This one's going to be close, I think.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not better than it was.
Yep, a little unlucky not to roll a little further, but that's pretty good. Yep.
Better throw. It's tough when you're trying. If you're gonna throw with a bit of an extension on this straight ice, you better really, really ice for it. And instead of edge of the rock on something like that, you'd have to put it. You're talking 6 inches less ice type thing. So you have to be center of the rock. And
so we'll move to third stones here. Marty Gavin is throwing his first one in the fourth end. They'll go hard on this at the end once it starts to go a little bit sideways. Then you got to go a little harder.
The hole's the problem here. You can show them the outside, but you got to take a run at this hole here. So
it's a small hole, but it's there, I think.
Just go through there with Hack and nose it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he's going to play this with board weight. You could play this a couple of different ways. You could go at this really hard and try to get through the hole and maybe spill that one, spill everything.
Yeah.
But that might not help you because McDougall comes right around again.
Yeah, you'd certainly have to. It's no picnic trying to draw through those three, all those guards there. But
I think he called somewhere around board weight. He pointed to the side, usually an indication of board weight.
Yeah, if you can sit right on top of it, Brent's going to have to guard and hope.
Going real hard on this. This one's found some curls somehow, and he's going to be on the high guard. A little bit of a missed opportunity. That was the only thing I didn't like about trying to throw that little softer weight. You got to kind of line up the weight and the ice. If you go through there with a little more weight,
just fire it and get everything out of there.
And if you hit something, fine. That you're going to accomplish the same thing. I just think it might have been a little easier shot.
You know what? You're right too in that. If you throw it hard and you just feather tick that high guard, then you probably make the double peel.
Yeah.
So you know what? You're probably right. It's probably a better shot.
So Brent can make 2 real good guards here. He's probably going to pick himself up a point.
Well, yeah, I think he'll guard on his first and semi-tight, but then freeze on the second.
Yeah. Yeah, you may well be right. And the nice thing about it, even if the freeze is a little bit offline, he's probably still got the jam on the back.
You can't risk touching it. You know what? If Brent makes the good freeze, he'll probably just throw it in the boards.
Well, this is the out turn that's been getting away from him a little bit, so we'll see what happens on this one.
Looks pretty good.
He's okay. Again, just definitely don't want to sweep him much. It's going to get a little bit close to overcurling, but that looks pretty good.
Jeez.
Still overcurl a little bit. Still think he's getting more curl out of that rock.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Maybe it. He's not throwing the 7 rock, so
no.
He's throwing the number 4 rock now. Who knows if he did that at the beginning or if he switched it out at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we might be talking about throwing that first one every time. Could be a different rock every end. Yeah, we're not that close. We're not that sharp. I never even thought of that, Matt.
Well, I guess you just rip it out of here now, and then, you're giving Brent that out-turn draw, but...
not sure exactly what he's doing here. He's trying to finesse this off. He's got 2 feet of ice, so he's obviously coming at this with just something lightweight. But if he's coming down with that, he's not going to remove the yellow. He's still going to be second shot. But, force Brent, I guess, to make another good guard. But then you're going to have to play some kind of circus shot to score multiple points. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. It's... Yeah, he's up and out here. So he might end up, kind of picking it.
It's coming up. It's coming up pretty good. He's switching sides down there, trying to get the right place. That's a pretty good shot. Could be a problem, but it was a pretty good shot.
Brent makes a little hit and flop. It's 2 dead buried.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really not quite sure what he was doing on that. I'm thinking maybe he threw a little heavier. I'm thinking he was just maybe trying to throw it 3-4 feet lighter than that, maybe, and just bump and corner freeze on that, so Brent couldn't play this shot, and maybe set something up for the next one, even if it was like a long run back on the outside blue. Anyway, whatever it was.
You think you could just blast, get everything out of there. Let Brent try the draw, and if Brent makes it absolutely perfectly, then you can maybe tap him back or draw against one. Exactly. Yeah. At least you're looking at.
Mark Dacey didn't take too long to get back in his game on sheet B. He scored 3 in the third and is tied over there now, 3-3. Brent McDougall throwing a little hit and flop here. Chap and lie, whatever way you want to word it. This one's going to curl hard.
Oh, is it over? He's on the guard.
He's on the guard, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well,
the only good thing about it is he still has shot rocking. Yeah. It's going to be hard to get it out.
It'll only be 2 anyway. You could still end up stealing one here. It's.
I think he's going to get 1 or he's going to give up 3. That's what I think. Because if he makes this, he's going to get 3. I don't think he can get 2, Matt. I don't know how you'd get 2. Like, you'd have to.
Yeah, you'd have to curl too much to get to. Don't only get 2. So it's either going to be 3 or steal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Brent's just doing something weird with that out turn today and just can't seem to hold it straight, not throwing enough in turns to make up. So a big shot for Greg Power, not an easy shot. The ice doesn't curl a whole lot, but if he can nail the weight here, gets a chance to take a 3-point lead. Ooh, that looked pretty tight for me. But
well, he's got plenty of weight, so
this could be good. This is really close. Really close.
Oh, he's got it. 3.
That is a great shot.
Holy cow.
Can't stress how hard that shot was. That was not an easy shot. I thought he was tight out of his hand.
Yeah, so did I, actually.
So his sweeper, whichever sweeper was at, the Rayfuse lad did a great job on that. Big 3-ender for Greg Power here in the 4th end. Takes a 5-2 lead after 4 ends. Brent can't be too happy with that one. He was in great shape there.
Yeah, no, that's
through 2 not great shots for him.
Well, he's got his draw weight. I mean, that's one good thing. So you just go all in. You go super aggressive, and you kind of deal with it from now. It's maybe you try to steer things to your in-turn side, but I don't. It could be just. Might or might not be delivery related. You can't really tell from here, or rock related. Who knows?
Absolutely. So I was just thinking, this is the 3rd year of the combined Tankard and Scotties provincials here in Nova Scotia. The NCAA made that move a few years ago, and I think it's really proved to be a great move. Really, I think it's
absolutely.
It's brought more profile to both events. It's put a lot of people in the rinks and Bell Lion TV1 come on here in the last few years with doing 2 games two games every draw for the whole event. That's amazing. Sean and the guys in the booth are doing a great job, and it's really a privilege to be able to bring these games to you.
Well, it's nice to see all the sponsors around too. That showing that the community itself has some interest.
Yeah.
AMJ Campbell, they sponsor several different events on the World Curling Tour, and obviously Tim Hortons with the Tim Hortons. They have the big ticket event like the Briar and that, but they sponsor so many of the small events around the country, and so they kind of got their even at events with not a lot of money, you'll see the local Tim Hortons will donate some coffee.
Sure. I just had one. I had the end. I got here a little late, so I had to just have the end of the pot, but it was still pretty darn good. But you think back just a couple of years ago too. Scott's been sponsoring the national and the provincial ladies events for many years, and the Tankard really didn't have a sponsor a couple of years ago, and Matt Harris and the group at Deloitte stepped up and took it on in Mayflower and are still with the NSCA and doing the event here. And that's really great. That's, curlers giving back a little bit too, and it's really nice to have them on board. Takes a lot to put these events on. You think of the volunteers, you think of the officials. You see a couple officials out here. Most of these guys I don't know how many officials they have here this week, but they've been doing this a long time, and they spend a lot of hours off the ice, a lot of hours on the ice, and for the most part, don't get a whole lot of positive feedback from anybody.
No, that's the biggest problem that the World Curling Tour has had is spiel organizers get burnt out, and they put in. It is a full-time job to get for almost a year to get one of those things ready, and I've done a couple myself, and it's you're absolutely right in that it's thankless. People, come in, take the money, use the facilities, and kind of leave, and it's you don't realize the hole that it leaves until the spiel organizer finally just says, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And there's a big gaping hole in the schedule, and so it's real important to help those guys out as much as possible.
So fifth end here, Brent, as you said, a little more like on the line of being all in here. He doesn't have to go completely crazy. He's only down 3 points and lots of ends to play, but he does have to start to kind of make some things happen.
Yeah.
And he'll need to bring his own game up a little bit, and I'm sure he knows that too. So I don't doubt that will happen if he can get the opportunities, and we'll see here. So they had a corner guard go up, and then Powers had a couple rocks in the rings, and I don't know. Brent decided to just kind of come in and corner freeze in there, but now the corner guard is going to be gone, so he's going to have to keep throwing that back up. I thought he might actually throw a second corner guard out there, to be honest. I know it's not normally what they play, but I like it, especially when you know the other guy's going to peel.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, you're at that point in the game, sometimes you're kind of trying to second guess and try to read his mind, and you get burned a little bit occasionally, but there I think you're pretty sure with the 3-point lead he's going to be whacking away there.
I might switch the side too after this one. It's they've been throwing this, they've been peeling this corner guard off fairly well. I think they had one nose hit of it. So unless it's the player that nosed it last time. Oh, they did switch the turn. Okay, good.
Yeah, you're right. We saw this turn curl like 5 feet a little while ago, so we know there's lots of movement over there. But you gotta make these shots.
Yeah, we said Kirk threw it 2 ends ago, so we should be.
Yeah. You might need a little more ice, Brent. That's getting over there to where it's...
I can't believe that's curling that much.
Yeah. Almost where it went the last time, though, so I think he probably just needs to widen it out a little bit.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting call. So he's going to play his own, I think, Matt.
Yeah, he could, if he makes it perfect, he could even roll in behind the corner and choke that off, or... But just the main thing, get rid of that, get that yellow out of there, and kind of continue forward. Yeah,
I think if he hits half a stone, he leaves his blue one right in front of his other blue one. The shooter probably goes out or goes over there somewhere around that yellow rock, and there might be a little bit of a corner, but it's a long way over there, and you'd have two of them in pretty good shape. So we get the out turn hit here, probably just a normal weight takeout. Might have been a little wide.
Yeah. Yeah, he's real wide.
Yeah, not a good shot.
Oh, it's so tough with those, straight turn. You want to hit it on the outside. It wasn't. You didn't throw it really. It's just, it's tough to kind of tell yourself you're almost letting it go on the center of the rock and then letting it kind of drift backwards.
Yeah.
So Brent's got a chance here, an opportunity. Might just be guarding at this point here. So Brent gets a decent center guard up here. It's going to be incredibly difficult to peel. All right, trying to tap freeze.
Pretty good shot, I think.
Yeah, it's just a hair high with really big weight. They should all go, but those are just tough. So they got Powers' team got a bit of bit of a break, so they're getting a second chance to kind of clean this up.
The in-turn hit here, really trying to hit it just, like you say, just a little bit on the high side, so just a little bit left of center as we look at it, or right of center as we look at it.
A little outside, that curled like crazy. So, you know what, it's not great, but not bad. I mean, it's certainly keep a couple in the front part of the house there. Two's not the end of the world here, but God, you'd love to get it. You'd love to force this in.
Yep. Yeah, right. You've got blue. If you're the Powers team, you've got both of your rocks are at the top of the 12-foot, certainly usable for wherever Brent decides to go. So not a bad position. McDougall team will probably try to split this a little bit. Tough shot.
It's I'd almost go. I mean, it's to each his own, but I'd almost go around the corner here and let Powers hit the open one in the middle, and he's gonna, there's gonna be some sort of a double after that. This you might set up a double for him. These splits are always.
I know. That's what I was just going to say. Really hard shot to throw. You can't throw enough weight that if you happen to hit it on the nose, you bump it through, or that it goes straight and goes right through. So you got to be like that back 8. You got about 3 feet to work with, somewhere around that back 8 to back 12, and it's perfect.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
That's a tough shot.
Couldn't have thrown that any better, really.
So now they got to nose their own blue here and see if they can make the double. This one's the toughest of the 3 chances that they've had to, to kind of clean up the whole end, but certainly still there. You just gotta nose it and hard.
Yeah, make sure you get one of them here. Make sure you get that back one, and then if you get the double, it's a bonus. And
exactly the way to look at it. I mean, you're up. You're up 3. So kind of kick right down center line, fire it back, and if it falls back enough, great.
Yeah. I still thought he was a little wide. He gets out turn a little bit off the shoulder, and not going to get that one, so he might get the other one. Right through the hole. Ooh, that's a big break for the McDougall rink for sure.
Yep, here we go. Now, where do we go? Go around that corner and try and bury that, just not set up a double.
Yeah, I think you don't have a choice. You need them not to make a spectacular shot somewhere here, and you can see in that shot right there that Sean's got up. It's the double's certainly there, but you can't really do anything about it. So there's no point stressing over it. You just go ahead and split the house up further, and hopefully he doesn't make that double. Marty, after that great shot, set this whole thing up.
Yeah.
As a simpler shot, but one you got to make sure you bear down on because it's a big shot. You need this third rock in the house.
Hopefully it curls the same as everything else has been curling down. Like Kirk's curled like crazy, a couple others did, but
I think it will. It just had to get to the center line first because they took that little extra ice that we thought they needed to. And
look at that way, 3 inches more ice, and it takes 1.5 foot of the curl away.
Let's get her back a little bit further. And
well,
yeah, big difference in the curl just by that little bit extra, or different throw or two, but.
This could be bad.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those. It's a tough shot. Again, you want to make sure you get rid of 1 or 2 at least. But you're kind of licking your chops here. You could really put a damper on their spirits. Now with it being so straight here, I want all the. God. This is that tough spot. It obviously at the in-turn curls, but if you get it an inch on outside of center line, it might ride on you. And who the heck knows how Peel reacts as opposed to these guards that didn't throw him. Okay, yeah, he didn't throw a lot of weight, so he's
right on the nose.
Yeah.
Well, another break for McDougall. He's getting a fair share of them in this end. You just take advantage.
I think Nose is pretty good.
Nose is really good now.
Yeah.
Nose is really good. Actually, a roll to the, as we look at it, to the left, if you could get all the way behind the guard, would be great too. And he's going to hit the open one anyways, and you're probably going to have a shot, pretty reasonable shot for 3. But That's a good end. It's turned into a good end, anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, you're right. Marty's split was huge.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
Oh yeah, Brent's pretty good on that out turn.
Yeah, he hasn't been bad on them all, but it just when he has been, it's just been they've been bad enough they haven't been able to do anything with them. Yeah, been really bad. Yes, it's you don't want to say that, but that's the reality.
Yeah, he hasn't been real bad, but the result has been magnified.
Yeah. So Power now just really trying to minimize the damage here, trying to find a way to hit and roll or get into a spot where Brent just maybe will roll out on a shot. You know, if he makes a great shot here, Brent would have to make a little run back first.
Yeah, you'd love to have to force him to play the run back using his own. And
yeah, the game on sheet B is like an entire end behind where we are. And behind where almost everybody is, to be honest. They've got still 3 rocks to come in the 4th end. We've got 2 to come in the 5th end. So Greg Power throwing the out turn here. Nice and smooth. I like the way Greg throws. It's hard not to sweep that. I keep thinking they need to sweep it because it's going to curl, and it just doesn't.
Oh, and they're really good sweepers,
this
too. So
could be, it's going to be on the nose.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to go and just doesn't. So Brent McDougall now with a chance to tie this game up after dropping 3 in the last end. Gets a chance to come back with 3 of his own. Big shot. Real big shot.
Yeah, it should be nice and simple. Just kind of a board to control kind of weight and center of rock.
Yeah, you need to make this one. I think it's for. I think you might. I don't even know who's shot right now, but it doesn't really matter. You need to get the 3 here, and at the very worst the 2. So you just don't do anything funny with this one. Just nice clean release and reasonable weight, and you should be fine.
Yeah, you can get away with throwing it pretty quietly here. You've got the entire rings to roll across it if you had to.
Yeah.
See,
he's a little up, but
up and drifting a bit, but he should be.
He should be all right. Brent will throw this fine. He'll make this shot.
Yep, he's good.
Good throw. Big shot by Brent. Got a tie game. 5-5 after 5. That was a different end, Matt. It was kind of didn't look like it was going to end up the way it did. So.
Yeah. Power had a couple chances to get out of it, but and they didn't miss by a ton, but just enough to it doesn't take much.
No. So we'll have a 5-minute or so break here, and we'll take a little to give us a chance to go get a Tim's, and we'll come right back to you.
Curling's pretty stressful here, though. You guys need a break.
Right where we want to be, kid. It's 2 better than being down 6 after.
Watch out for you guys.
And we're back. Fifth and break just concluded here at the Dartmouth Curling Club, the 2018 Deloitte Tankard, doing the game with McDougall and Power. Nice tight game, a little bit up and down early, but a couple of nice 3-enders by each team in the last 2 ends. We have a tie game 5-5. McDougall just scored 3, so he'll throw first. Adam Barry, you all set, Matt?
Perfect.
All right. Just talking to Brent for a second there at the break, and he's funny. We were talking about the outturn and the rocks and stuff, and they did flip that rock out.
Oh, good. After
the first couple, and he's just had a couple of. He thinks he's getting a couple little picks and stuff. I'm not really seeing that, but I think that the hack waiter in the 4th end, he figured just grabbed a little bit on him. He just couldn't get it out of his hand. It just was digging all the way. So that would explain a little bit of the weight loss on that shot, because that didn't seem like one that he should have been light on.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, got a bit of a high guard here. It's not ideal, but I mean it's something. I guess Power will go around it, and then he kind of got to make a decision.
Well, the thing about it and this spot, I mean, you can get it to curl into the button there, no problem at all. But you got to be really delicate, and as you know, on straighter ice, the higher guards have more value than they do on ice that has some curls. So I think it would be of no use on ice that curl like 4 feet, 5 feet. But this ice is a little bit straighter than that, so it does come into play a little bit more, a little bit quick. It's interesting, when you watch games on TV, they always say how the ice gets quicker after that 5th end break and the sweep of the room and everything. And we could say, well, that just proved that, but Brent's first rock maybe didn't prove that. So I'm not really sure if that's just a myth.
Generally, you don't get a huge change at 5. You 6 and 7, you do kind of get that. Anyway, what I found anyway, you get that's when this thing start to slow down on you, and that gets real tricky. And it's whoever picks that up the best generally has a good back end of the game.
So Adam Barry with his 2nd stone here in this end, the lead for the McDougall team. Just over curling a little bit. Curled up pretty good actually.
Good throw, and Powers, I'm assuming, will freeze on it or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the way he tapped it, I thought he was going to remove it, but he can't be going to remove it with that ice. I don't think there'd be enough. He wouldn't be able to throw it hard enough without it going too straight. So the 5th end break on the other 2 games that are in the 5th end break are Kendall Thompson with a 6-2 lead over Mike Fleming in the middle sheet. As we mentioned, certainly playoff implications for the Thompson team. He's sitting right now at, what do we got here? Kendall's at 3-2, so if he can win a couple games, he'll certainly make the playoffs or make a tiebreaker or something.
Yeah, I was talking to them on Tuesday just before this started, and I actually played against them, and they were playing well. They looked good, and they were, their playoffs was certainly their goal. And then, if you can get into playoffs, then who knows what'll happen after that. But no, they've played quite a bit this season, and really tried to kind of hone everything to get ready for this.
So a pretty good shot by the Powers team there. They threw the draw in just at the top of the house, just above the McDougall rock, the yellow stone in the house, and Brent now basically doing the same thing. He's asking Kirk McDermott to throw a real tight guard / freeze in here. Like to get to the inside of it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Not too bad, but he would like to have got about 2 more inches of curl, I think. As they're talking about running that guard.
Yeah, I don't know. That's you got a chance to get that thing off the forefoot. You could hit and roll roll in and lie first and third.
Yeah, that guard's so high, I don't think it's really going to hurt you.
No.
I mean, it's there, but it's so far out that it shouldn't really bother you too often.
If anything,
much.
I think it hurts Brent more than it hurts these guys. But a little chat about it here.
Time not too much of an issue for either of these teams. We've had a couple hands early where they just went up and down the sheet with takeouts, so that always saves all kinds of time. And both teams with 22-ish kind of minutes left and 38 they start with. You figure if you get to halfway at anything above 19 is probably pretty good. Anything above 20 is really good, and they're well above that. They'll probably finish this end with still 20 minutes left, unless it gets really messy. On the other hand, that game on sheet B could get to be a real problem there.
Yeah, they're as you've said, both skips there are pretty experienced. You'll probably get them. They'll bank a couple of ends. They'll just run it up and down the sheet, blank the ends, and then kind of catch back up that way.
Yeah. So the Murphy and Stevens game is also tied at 3-3 after 5. Murphy having lost rock in the 6th. And looking over there now, I see Stuart Thompson picked up 2 in the 4th end against Mark Dacey and leads 5-3. Mark actually coached the Stuart Thompson team last year in the provincial playdowns. He had his own team, I think, until he got knocked out. But once he did, they asked him to come and coach their team, and he did so. So a lot of rocks in play here by our standards and this early in the end.
Yeah, Brent's got a pretty good opportunity here. If Kirk can hit and flop into the middle. That should be good. I mean, you're still not in a great spot to steal here by any means, but you're certainly in a good position to force.
I always like count 3 when I'm trying to steal it. Guards or no guards, I'm thinking if I can count 3, that's not so bad. This is a good-looking shot, though. If this just rolls a little bit, that's a great shot.
Wow, yeah, that's real good. Well, yeah, here's the obvious one that's coming. It's going to make some sort of a double.
Can't stop all those, though, so you just have to kind of go with them. And they're not, right now, just not super easy to call this. I think it might be easier calling it with the other turn coming into it.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I like throwing them. I mean, everybody's a little bit different, but regardless, you got to throw this one pretty hard, so...
I just find that this turn, it tends to take the brooms out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
And
the
other way, I think you hold them in it. It's because it's really hard. I mean, it won't curl anyway, but it's really hard to let a rock curl almost past before you start to sweep it.
Yep. And if you're going to call, like, the broom for that's got to be inside edge of the rock.
It's going to be right on the nose. Yep.
So Brent's got a decision here.
Yeah, I think he'll remove something. I don't know what, but he's going to
maybe the one on
something.
the right here and just roll into the middle as well. Yeah.
His rocks are in pretty good position. There's really no double because the guard out there that we said doesn't do anything. It does do something. It does prevent that double. So Brent hits this and rolls anywhere. He's minimizing the opportunity for Power to score a couple points. He's
really like that one.
Yep.
Wow. Well, you better you roll this only halfway, right? And you roll this halfway. It's really not good. With that other one that you were talking about, you're right. Roll anywhere, and you're real good.
Marty's having a good game here today. He's made some big shots.
That's true too.
Throwing the rock really nice, actually. And it looks like I'm probably going to be a nose hit on this.
Yeah.
Actually, even a little bit on the outside, but that's fine. It was just about getting rid of that rock, really. Might be tempted here to rip that guard off.
No kidding. That's
I know you're down to third stones, but I might be thinking if I get rid of that now, he's got to make a perfect guard. If he doesn't, maybe I get a chance to bring this other blue one.
A better chance to do something with these.
Yeah.
Well, maybe play this one really tight, and if you touch the guard, you touch the guard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the other option. Ooh, looked like he flipped it out a little bit.
Out there for sure.
Yeah, I think just at the release, he just kind of gave it a little bit of a...
Well, he might come off his own blue here.
He hasn't got a whole lot of weight. Well, I don't know if that helps a whole lot.
No, not at all. Brent's going to come down here on his own, I think, and
Must
might
just-
be able to lie 3. Well, I could do
Yeah,
that too.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, to make the double, you got to be.
The power rank in a little bit of trouble now because almost no matter what happens in this shot, I still think they need a minimum of 2 shots to get those yellow ones out, and that's with the other team really not making anything. So it's going to be a challenge. Already throwing the in-turn takeout. Just try to hit this and flop a couple of feet over in front of the yellow would be good. It'll be quite get out there. This is curling a little bit. Should be close though. Yeah, I'd sweep that over if I were those guys. And there it goes. Well, it's not great by any stretch, but it's not too bad. It did get rid of all those rocks that Powers could come off of, which is a good thing, I guess. Don't know exactly what they'll play here. Tough shot. I don't know exactly where they're going here.
It's any play you make on that top yellow. It's just we're just gonna bump it in for second shot. You peel the guard, yeah, jeez. Peel the guard, that's really not all that good. They just put it right back.
There's the overhead. Thanks for that, Sean. We got, I'm still not sure. It didn't really do me any good. My eyes aren't good enough. I think that the blue might be second shot.
Yeah,
you think?
I think blue second. You could maybe try freezing on the one that's on the button, but my God, you got to be, you better make it.
Yeah, tough shot. Couple things. I mean, you could throw the out-turn tap and roll over to the edge of the 4-foot. Tough shot, but you could do that. And then maybe try to get that yellow one later. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, whatever he plays, I think it's going to have to be something that goes really tight to that top yellow. And if you feather that top yellow, you're in a boatload of trouble. So it looks like probably the ice to tap it, eh?
Tap this back yellow one, I think, yeah. It might be all he has, Matt, really.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If he doesn't do it, I don't know if he's going to get another chance to do it, so. Big shot here. If he can make this good, he at least takes some of the heat off, and we'll have a reasonable chance at least at scoring if it's not.
I mean, ideal, he taps it and lies, too.
Yeah,
taps
exactly.
it to the back 8, hangs onto a corner.
Gonna have to go real hard here. Or maybe not. I don't think it's gonna tap.
Yeah, they're not gonna tap it very far, but
no. Sit right on it.
Yeah, sitting right on it's not bad if you can get if you can get lucky and get a good angle.
That might have been their call, to be honest. We weren't totally sure. So the way they played it, it seems like that was probably what they were doing.
Yeah, I think he's perfect.
It didn't seem to be any panic on the sweep. So
no, not at all.
Yeah, great shot. So let's make sure we give kudos to.
Yeah, that yellow
wouldn't
touch his other one, so it's darn good. So I guess Brent's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do here. Probably guard or something in that fashion.
Yeah, probably almost the same thing. Yeah. Brent could possibly, a couple of options he has maybe. He might be able to throw the in-turn around there and get to the yellow, but I just don't think it'd be enough he'd be able to throw enough to bump the blue one out.
No.
And I don't know if he can come off the back blue, but you just can't afford to leave that rock there, so you're going to have to guard it, I think.
Hopefully Brent puts it in a spot where they can't run it in there. Oh, that's a lot of weight. He might be trying to let your same corner freeze on that on the yellow, but oh, there we go. Better not feather anything.
Oh, that's a good shot. I'd like to have got a hair more curl, but not too bad at all, I think.
You might be able to
give it all the
you
yellows.
might be able to drill it.
You might be right, yeah. It had to curl a little bit more. I think you're right. I didn't really think that was there, but looking at it now, it certainly looks like...
They might even lie 3 after.
I agree.
2 at worst.
Yeah, because you can come off, just touch that yellow one and move it out into the 8-foot somewhere, and then everything goes except for yours.
That for may, the one Brent threw may stay. Yeah, that's the one that would stay, I think. You don't look at it too long. If that's what you're going to play, just whip it and hope.
Yeah.
Because you either got to decide, you either want to leave the shooter around, or are you going to hit it high side to get a little more, get it thicker on that, get it thicker off the other yellow.
It's a tough game sometimes, isn't it? That rock is, if that curls one more inch or is a foot lighter.
Yeah, foot lighter's probably.
Yeah. The shot's probably not even there, and instead it's a hard shot, not an easy shot. But
no, yeah, you gotta you hit a good chunk of it. You gotta have lots of weight with it, and gotta be nice to hang around. But that might be getting a little greedy.
Yeah, but it's easy. When we're out here, we can get as greedy as we want.
All right. Well, you got to go on that.
Wow, working hard. Actually, I think he's going to be okay. Gets a bye. He does. Ooh. It's going to be a great shot.
So you need to hit that a lot.
Yeah, really hard. Yeah.
Harder.
I thought that was going to have a really, really good result, and I thought he hit it just about exactly where he should hit it.
He hit about half rock on the high side.
Yeah, a little higher and even a little bit harder probably. So a little bit of danger here, though, for the McDougall team.
You can probably get away with just hitting the one that shot at the back.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to give him one, but who cares at this point?
Yeah, one's not bad.
Okay, so we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen a nose hit around this area. Whoa.
Holy cow.
Fleming just took 6?
I know, I didn't see the shot, but it sounds like it's sounds like a big score in the middle sheet. We'll confirm it before we tell you.
Okay, Brent's got a tough nose hit here.
Not sure he's even. Here it goes. Looks pretty good.
Yep, looks real good.
I'd say, just not having been here all week, it just is hard to believe the rock isn't going to curl a little bit more than it does sometimes in here. That's perfect.
That was excellent. Excellent.
So, tough shot now. Greg Power playing a little tap against 3.
Well, yeah, I don't know if...
Tap it through the hole.
I don't know if you have to tap it. It's...
I don't know.
You can play with any sort of weight you want, can't you? And hit the blue on the high side anywhere, and it kind of flops in.
Yeah, I think you might be right. You might give up a point, but the tap, if you're not perfect on line, you're probably giving up 3. Yeah. So I think I'd like to throw a little more weight at that and say, well, if I get it anywhere close, I'm going to score, and if I don't score, he's going to get 1, and I'm okay with that.
Now you say that, and he taps it right through the hole.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I know. There's just a lot of things could maybe go wrong on this.
Well, that's a lot of weight.
It's on its way. Raise, a little bit of a raise against 3 for Greg Powers. Looks pretty good. The guys are just
absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, it's got a curl.
Oh, that's a great shot. Gets it in there.
Wow, great shot.
That's a tremendous shot. Obviously the right shot.
Yeah.
That's why we're in here, Matt. They're out there. That was a marvelous shot. That was a really difficult shot. You had to have perfect line, perfect weight. And Greg Power picks up 1 to take a 6-5 lead after 6 ends. Here in draw number 6. Wow, men's draw number 6. I don't know what they call the draw number officially, but second last draw of the men's Deloitte Tankard. Got a good game going here.
So it was 6 points scored by Fleming against Thompson.
Yeah, you know, we didn't see it too bad. We weren't watching a little bit through the corner of our eyes, but there's a post right here. But
Thompson up 6-2.
Yeah, hard to figure out. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how with a 6-2 lead you give up 6. I see you giving up 3 or something.
Yeah,
if the world falls apart, you give up 4.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how you ever give up 6. Well, we'll check with our other team.
Yeah.
Our other team over there announcing that game. They'd be a lot happier now. They just got a real close battle going here. Big game for Kendall Thompson too, as we said a couple of times.
It's got to be heartbreaking, but you got to park it and kind of move on.
And the good news is it is it's the 6th end, finishing 6 ends. You're down a couple of points.
Yeah,
which,
no big deal.
If you can forget where you were, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But
No, they're it's a young team, but they're mature and smart, so they should know what to do. So good center guard from Powers, and Adam's going to try and get around it here.
So 4 ends to go. Both teams in good shape for time. Playing a little, just trying to go right around there, I assume, was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's these first rocks at the end are just so. I know they can seem boring sometimes to people who are watching, but they're just so critical. That's why I see on these big teams leads stay with the same skips for a long time, because skips you need that reliability. You need something like we don't want to harp on it too much, but something like that can really cost you a game. Just that one bad shot like that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's been a lot of years now that we've been saying that, but it's the importance of the lead position just came forward leaps and bounds back. Whatever, it's probably 15 years ago now, but it's so crucial. It's just you gotta be able to be a great sweeper. You got to be able to make all the draws. You still don't have to be a marvelous hitter, because you don't have to throw a lot of hits, but you do. You got to be a big. And they all are. They're all still pretty good hitters, but you've got to be able to play at 90% when you're playing the draw game of any type of draw game.
Oh yeah, it's like a golfer making 6-foot putts. I mean, is it flashy? No, but you know what? You sure notice when you start missing a couple of them.
Exactly. Yeah. I often tell the guys. I said when I play, because I skip most of the time, and I notice, unfortunately for the lead, I've told my lead this a few times, unfortunately, I don't even notice him when he's playing well.
Yeah.
You just kind of forget about him when he's playing well. Just when he's having not a good day, and he doesn't have too many of those, but when he does, you're like, holy cow, man, you're just always chasing, right?
Exactly. You're into it every end, yeah.
So we got a good looking end going here. Lots of rocks in play. Team Power throwing the out turn. Around the corner guard, not a place you always like to play without hammer.
Yeah, Adam sort of redeemed himself there and made a beauty around the corner.
Yeah, good shot. I wouldn't have been too surprised to see these guys actually take that corner off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was coming.
It's an interesting strategy, because early in the game they were peeling corner guards with like a 1-point game, and now a time when I think you might get rid of that corner guard, they opt not to. So it's nice shot, but not going to be shot.
No, it's lots of options here for Brent. You can go around that center one. You can tap your yellow.
The only thing bad for Brent is that center guard that's stuck there is just a bit of a...
Who's telling him to go there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There, Marty fixed it.
Yeah.
So a couple spots. It doesn't necessarily have to be second shot at this point, but I mean it'd be nice. The good thing about it, if it were only biting top 8 or even full top 8, that takes that freeze away. If you go all the way to top 4, then they freeze on top, then you're negating your one on the side. So
What do you think about, given that your rock that's in the house is actually well buried and not very gettable, if you want to use that word?
Yep.
What do you think about maybe taking that guard off in that shot and trying to roll over to the left or to the corner? Or
like
to the
taking
right?
off the center guard?
Taking off that center guard,
No,
yeah.
I never thought of that, but you know what? There's a lot of value to that.
I mean, if
What Powers would be forced to play after that, he'd be forced to run, try the double run there.
Yep.
And then he could go around, assuming he doesn't make that because it's pretty tough, then you go around the corner.
Yep.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Place the short run back, then you go around the corner again, and you're looking at 3. So.
That center guard, I think, it could be a come back to haunt you a
Well,
little
you know
bit
what?
here.
You're right. Yeah, because no matter what you do, they just did there, and now the end's over if you make a decent one here.
Yeah, it might change my mind if my yellow one was not.
Yeah,
not
you know,
fully
no,
barreled there,
I honestly, I never would have. I don't think I would have thought of that, but I think it's looking pretty right.
So the intern come around here. It looks a little bit warm, but it will at least eliminate just that one back rock. Yeah, just too heavy.
Well, big chance for your Brent again. They got to same type of thing here for Kirk. Just got to be top house somewhere. Even something like you're saying that you can just tap up after, and as opposed to back there. I don't think Kirk will do it again, though. At least.
No, I don't expect so either. But a little bit of work on the broom here. Not a lot of work. Intern's got to move a little bit. Marty getting the directional sweeping going there.
Okay, so I buried it almost too well, and his third or fourth shot.
You know what? You're right. Actually,
like
you did.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna be just a little short, it'd be nice to be out of.
Yeah, sticking the edge out to the edge of the center line or something like that, or even half a rock.
Can he freeze on his own and be?
I think he can now. Yeah, he can freeze to his own and be shot for sure. And probably would be a good shot right now. Really.
Yeah, I think so. I think I
Take
would
some of
err
the
on
heat
that.
off there. Yeah. Way out there. Way out there. That's that same intern coming this way that he just kind of gave it a little flick outside.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Well, there's not a lot. He's pretty soft with not a lot of handle, so there's some curl here at the end. But
Well, he might get there actually, but.
ooh, no, he's just heavy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Brent, another chance here.
Yeah, that was not a good shot. You know, if he does come up short, it's not the end of the world for him. There, he looks like he's sitting number 2, and there would have been nothing left there for Brent. Brent would have been looking at one of his at the top of the 12-foot, thinking, I can't leave it there. What am I going to do here? So instead, he's really kind of handed it back a little bit.
Can't tell who's. I think blue is second. I'm not sure who's third.
No, I think blue. Yeah, I think you're
Who's
right.
second and third, or?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, they can figure it out.
Yeah, it's probably not going to matter. Probably that one's not going to end up. One of them's going to stay there, but
for sure.
Marty Gavin now play that same shot. Just try to come around there and stay above the tee line's crucial for them here.
The tough on shots that are pretty precise like this, too. Marty and Kirk throw it to, even though they're both right-handed, throw it to quite differently. Broom's enclosed to the same spot, but you might get a little more curl with Kirk's, but we'll. There's what Marty's been playing a long time. He knows that he can also, adjust that. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be doing a lot of curling here.
Well, it's all late, so whatever he's going to get from right here in. You get half a rock buried for sure. Still slide a little bit deeper than you want to be.
Well, this is the shot for power here. It's a big in terms of the implications of the entire game. If you can make a good one here.
Yeah, third stone Greg Rayfuse has to make a good one here. It's a big shot right now. Take an awful lot of heat off if you make this one.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, if he wrecks on a guard somewhere, it's Brent's looking at another big end.
like he let that one go a little better. Still has that little bit of an outward motion with that in-turn, but I think he might be okay on this one if he's got the right weight.
Yeah, it should be okay. It doesn't have to be too tight to any of the guards to kind of to get shot here.
Don't want to bounce too far.
Yeah, you know what? That's much too heavy. That's Brent can get low on that flop into the middle and looking at getting 3 or 4 here.
Yeah, it's a tough shot, but if you make this one, you're in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 4 feet too heavy on that one. 4 or 5 feet. Could have been a little lighter and swept it in there. Would have been better.
If you're Marty on this now you want to be really aggressive with this. You don't really want to be too safe by any means. If you miss, you miss. That's the game. But you got to give it a chance to get to roll inside.
Yeah. So it's on its way. This should be somewhere around a hack weight shot. Has to curl a little bit.
It's going to curl a lot.
I don't think he's going to get the inside roll, but he's going to miss the back one, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot of yellow.
Yeah.
But it's still there. He's got the same shot, so it's tough. Like,
just waiting for somebody to make a great one down here, and it's kind of whoever does it first is going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Be in good shape. It's tough when there's not a whole lot of curl, and it'll kind of be, it seems counterintuitive, but it'll be kind of a good sign if you hear the skip yelling right away, because I don't think you can really wait for much curl. So with that, I was like, maybe, gosh, just hack.
Yeah, I still think it's just hack, yeah.
I'd be kind of throwing heavy hack, but it'd be inside, and he'd be panicking his brains out the second let it go.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only way you're going to make it. Well, they got the panic part, so we'll see. See what happens.
Tell you, I think it's going to curl a little too much, though.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be on the one of them.
Oh, get the old hooey here.
Well, didn't do much other than put another rock there, but
no, nice little hit and roll here for Brent, though, and he's looking at a bundle.
We got a timeout. So the McDougall team takes a timeout to look at this. This is a big spot in the game here, a real key situation that McDougall has a chance to maybe take control of this if he can make the right shot. Marty pointing out the options. You got the brooms going, and it's like if you're at home, you'd be doing this with the salt and pepper shakers or whatever.
Well, that would require me to have salt and or pepper.
yeah, one of them, yeah. So
I could do it with cats, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, I think you got to make a play on the blue. I think you got to pop it through the hole there, and
yeah, I don't see much to it. Just hit and flop in and kind of split center line with your roll. And
Marty's looking at maybe the little. I don't really get that call. He's looking at maybe tapping that yellow at the top of the 8-foot, bump it in and flop over in front. But that's a pretty tough shot.
Yeah, no, I mean, keep it simple. So what are your misses with the hit and roll? I guess you could roll too far, and then it's still, one of the top 4 is relatively wide open, but it's not, it's not easy. If you don't roll far enough, it kind of sits there. But the best you'll probably be able to do is drill it and get a double. Then it's still if you just roll right in front of that yellow, he makes the double, and he's going to have to roll out if it's dead in front of it, and then it's still a draw for 3. So it's, I think you got a lot of misses with the hit and roll.
Yeah, this is it's just one of those that there's a couple little scary options involved, but you got to play it. There's not really much.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
No, this is your chance to win the game here. So I don't mind the timeout. Take your time and just. The
only thing about it is right now he has a really if you don't throw this, he's going to have a tough time getting something in there, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be a little bit careful what you do with this. You don't want to make his next shot a little bit easier.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Because with that guard out in front, just behind where the guys are standing there, it's pretty hard for Greg to get across that one to where he could actually raise the blue on the yellow and have it do anything positive. So I think they've settled on some kind of a draw shot here. I don't think they're playing a
they're guarding the
takeout. If they certainly stand in a strange place if he is. So I think he's playing some kind of a a draw there, plug that hole or whatever. I mean, he's sitting 3 right now, so he doesn't. I think he's sitting 3. Pretty sure he's sitting 3. So he doesn't. With not a lot of options for Greg Powers, like you just stick one up there at the top of the 12-foot somewhere, and I'm not really too sure what he's going to do.
Yeah, if it's tight, it's not bad. I think, if it's just outside the top 12 or top 12, then any play that he makes on that left, or as we're looking at it, the left blue.
Yeah.
He'll have a short run back there after, but.
So it looks a little bit heavy. It's curling now, so he should be okay.
Wow.
Still not totally sure what they're playing, but anyway, they're going to end up with another one in the house here in a minute. And
Uh-oh.
no, I don't think that's. I don't think he's got to go. What's he got to do? Go through the hole.
I think he can just straight hit and roll and lie second shot.
Okay.
Can't get there's too much crap in the way to make the.
So if he goes through that, if he goes through the hole and hits it and doesn't do anything, he might even be second shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, that wasn't a great result for Brent. It might be if it turns out that he ever doesn't get through the hole here, but
he's got to roll if anything. If he can roll anything, then he's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think actually if he hits it, if he gets through that hole, he's rolling something because you're never going to be that close to the blue, and if you roll at all, Brent just can't take a chance on it, so because he could easily give up one. Big shot. They're all big shots as the game goes on.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you mentioned both these teams at 1 and 4, just playing for pride, as they say, but that's okay. They're playing to win. It's on the way. Boy, this one's curling up too a little bit.
Yeah, jeez, it's not a chance.
It's close. It's close, but I don't think he's getting through there. I don't know what he's doing with that. I don't know how that. Must be just making that one curl a bit. Must be starting it a little bit back towards the center. So we got like a draw for 4.
Yeah, tough one to miss. I don't want to jinx him, but it's. So Kendall Thompson, after giving up that big 6, got forced to 1.
Yeah, so that's not good.
Yeah, from up 6-2 to down 8-7 without. And like you said, their playoffs are on the line for him.
Yeah, I haven't looked at who plays who in the next draw and all this stuff. If he were not to be able to come back and win this game, then he may well still be alive, but he probably will need a little bit of help somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And good draw from Brent.
McDougall picks up 4. Couple of big ends. Brent's not scoring all that often, but he's scoring lots of points. So.
No, and you know what? It wasn't. Had that trouble at the beginning of the game, but like I said, that if he continues to have draw weight, that at least the guys in front of him play well. He'll have his shots, and he hasn't missed a draw yet.
Nope. So after 7 ends here at the 2018 Deloitte Tankard, Brent McDougall leads Greg Powers by a score of, I got to do the math here, 9-6. 3 ends to go. Long way from being over. Powers with hammer in the 8th end now would certainly come back. If he can come back and at least get a deuce, he's right back in this. Stuart Thompson picked up 1 over on sheet B. A lot of applause over there and stuff. That must have made a pretty good shot. Can't see those sheets on that side of those sheets on that side of the rink.
Yeah, Stuart tends to do that. He throws it hard extremely well, and just as good as any of the big guys on tour. So it's I'm not surprised that you get a few oohs and ahs.
So he's leading 6-4 over Mark Dacey. Both those teams at 3-2, so it's a big game for them as well. The loser of that game is going to be in the same position as Kendall if he loses, where they're going to need somebody to beat Stewart in the final game to give them a chance to get into the playoffs. Or maybe beat Stevens or Murphy, too, because those two guys are 4-1. Somebody in that sheet's going to have 2 losses when they're done. And Murphy's leading right now 5-3. Stevens throwing his last rock, maybe? Is this the last rock?
That's his. Nope, this is his first. But he's throwing against the bundle.
Yeah, there's about 5 blue ones in down there, but that sheet, from what I understand, has actually a little bit more curl than some of the other sheets. So Chad might be able to bury this one, Chad Stevens.
Oh, he just, with 5 of theirs in the house, just papered the guard and got probably second shot at the back 4.
So I didn't really see Brent's first call here, but he's got a rock short of the house. I would be surprised if that was supposed to be short.
Don't think that was it.
No. Thinking he would have wanted that in the house. And the Powers team now throws up a corner guard. Corner guard that's having a little trouble getting to the corner, but it's close. So now Brent's going in the house.
You know what? I'd be tempted to peel my own here.
Yeah, that's a good call. That would be a good call.
Let them, if they want to throw up another corner guard thereafter, fine. But even if, like, say, it's a long center guard, right? You know, if you make this top 4 foot, they freeze on top, you're in a whole world of hurt.
Yeah. It's coming in.
So best would probably be just top 8 as opposed to top 4. Yeah, this is real good. Good throw by Adam there.
So whether we like it or not, it's a 4 to 4 on the score sheet. Well, judging by what the skips call, so we'll see what goes on. Like I said, Brent's never shy about having rocks in play.
No.
Sometimes it may be a little bit too aggressive, but we'll see after this. I think you'll see him probably peel a corner off or
certainly.
something on the next one with the 3-point lead. He just can't afford to leave a lot of stuff around. A lot of stuff that can hide rocks. The out turn come around here on this corner. Just a little lazy. It goes nice once it gets past that center line, but it takes a little while to get there. That was a good shot.
Yeah, perfect.
A couple of beautiful come-arounds by each team here.
So it should be pretty automatic peel here, but
yeah, McDougall goes out to...
That's Kirk's out turn. That he just ticked it last time, but still got it out. But well, he's definitely on the high side of it. Looks pretty good.
Yep. So my guess is here you'll see Powers replace that corner. You'll see that a few times here. Just kind of go up and peel and then replace the corner for a couple of shots before he makes a move on anything in the house. He doesn't have shot rock from what we can tell from the overhead, so he will eventually have to move that yellow one. But that's a little ways down the road. Just need a little help usually at this level. You can't just leave rocks in the house wide open and expect them to score for you. That's why you see these teams, you know, they don't try to make the other shot, because even if he makes it, he's probably going to set up a double, which again at this level they make lots of doubles. So he doesn't have a lot of choice but to kind of cover this one up a little bit and get McDougall to waste a couple of shots on peeling that off. And you'll see sometimes that the rock might appear to be open even in behind it a little bit, and they still don't, it's not worth the risk to go and try to get at that. And if you ever miss a little bit and they get another one around, all of a sudden a 3-hander creeps up, and right now you'd love to hold them to 1, but you're okay at 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kirk McDermott's got another peel here.
Perfect.
Yeah, once again, the corner guard going back up. How long would you think you'd wait here, Matt?
Yeah,
would you go right to the...
Not much longer.
No?
Yeah, it's...
Couple shots on that yellow. You could come around on the out turn, too.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was thinking.
know,
Go around out turn, go around everything, go a little... Try to get to the back 4.
Yeah, you just got to get deep enough if you're making a play on the yellow later that you're not going to drive it right into the one you throw. Just don't think you'll see Brent's strategy change at all. If you do, it's probably a mistake. He'll just keep ripping this corner off. And
like if you want to get through, you're the only way you can get through is when they peel this guard. You go around those 2 yellows deep, and then they peel the top one. Then you go around again, and then hope they miss the run back on the yellow. But if you're just trying to get 2 out of this, then just ride this out as long as you can.
Well, Murphy steals another 1 and 7 on sheet E against Chad Stevens and leads now 6-3 playing the 8th end. Jamie Murphy, I think, has gone 1-4 the last 6 provincial championships.
Yeah, I thought Stevens is due for one. I mean, he's
it's a good
darn
team.
good player, and he himself is good. And gosh, so he's got a really good team this year. There's not really much to give between the top, in the top 4 in this.
No, exactly. And both those teams sitting, as we said before, 4-1. So both of them are having a pretty good week. Chad didn't play in the provincial competitions for a lot of years. Like he won a bunch of firefighter stuff and he won a bunch of Legion stuff and everything, but he really didn't play in the Tankard qualifying and whatnot for a lot of years. I used to see him in some of those other events, but I never ever saw him.
Really? I didn't know that. Huh?
And he really didn't. He's been back playing, I don't know for how many years now, but quite a while. But he really wasn't when he was like, I don't know, let's say 25 to 35 or something. I don't know how old Chad is, but for about 10 years there, when you thought you might have seen him, you saw a lot of guys you just didn't see him.
Yeah, when I moved here, I'd kind of heard of him, but I hadn't really seen him play, and was really impressed from the first. I actually saw him play an exhibition game, and I was impressed right away. You could just tell he was really good. Okay, well, Power's going to do a little. You still got a good chance at 2 here. You just got to hit and roll off that outside one. I'd probably roll into the center. Yeah. If you roll into the center, then you still got even 3s really still in play if you make it good.
Yeah.
If you roll into the center, Brent's going to have to peel the center guard.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
But to get 3, you're going to need a pretty significant miss at this point. But two's still quite in play. And I suppose that's all they're really trying for is 2.
At this point, I think you're right. Yeah, and he could actually hit this and roll behind the corner, and Brent would probably still go out and peel the corner.
Yeah.
Which is what he's basically he rolled too far. A bit of a missed call in the sweeping there. So wide open hit for McDougall.
So now they're. Yeah, Brent hits this. Now you got to go around the center one. Even bury it back 4 and hope Brent decides to try and freeze.
Yeah, you need him. You're going to need him to miss whatever it is he does. So. But anywhere behind there, actually, if Brent peels this and stays there, or rolls out, or whichever, I still think if your Powers now, you're in Skips Rocks. I think you're right. You got to go around, probably out turn. Looks to me like it would be a better way.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you can bury it, great. And whatever you got to do to bury it, you got to do. So whether that's T line or back 4 or back 8, that's where it's going to have to be. Ooh, that's a
interesting. Well, I changed it a bit. That might be your easiest way in there.
Yeah, it might be. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, you're right. It does change the shot call for sure. I think, I think for Powers, it would have been better if it didn't roll to there. I think he might as well be committed to that out-turn draw, because it's not easy to make hit and rolls here.
No.
No, he's not going to play the hit and roll?
He's playing freeze, yeah.
I don't like that.
No, he just blast it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you make it perfect enough that he can't get it out this way, so. So it looks like the out-turn freeze for Greg Powers. If you can make it absolutely perfect, it might be really good.
So
but
you got to make it just
you have about, I don't know, if the rock is a square foot, you have about a square foot and a quarter to work with. I know it's not square, but whatever.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Might overcurl a bit, but if it does overcurl, you better top it.
Just a little bit more weight than.
But yeah, I mean that shot is just so dang hard.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's a pretty darn good shot, you know, but 2 feet, 3 feet heavy, and it's kind of useless.
So Brent's gonna peel this out. So Power should already be thinking, just same line for my draw for one or whatever. The point is just think about your draw for one.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't have no choice. You try to get one, take your one, steal one, steal one, steal one.
Oh, it's happened.
Yeah.
It's happened to Brent.
Happened to Brent yesterday, yeah. You hope he remembers that when you're playing, yeah. Might remind him of that after this. Hey, Brent, remember yesterday that game you were playing, you had the 6-point lead?
You should have seen this game I saw yesterday.
Yeah, that would be nasty. Curlers don't do that stuff, they say, so we'll assume that won't happen. That looked a little tight to me, but maybe not. Yeah, nobody's panicking. Must be fine.
No, it's fine.
It's a better throw, too.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. That's good to see from Brent. That start off a little slow, and then, but I think he's made his last 6 in a row or so.
Yeah.
Your words of wisdom at the 5th end must have been what turned it around for him.
Words of wisdom, yeah. I told him don't throw any out turns. No, I didn't do that. I know Brent pretty well. He's a good guy. He's always treated me well. So he's I just couldn't figure out what was going on with that. But when he told me he had a couple that were picking a little bit out of his hand, and he got rid of that one rock that we thought might overcurl, then it started to make a little more sense. So big shot for Powers here, though. This one keeps him in the game. If he doesn't make it, it's kind of handshake time. Hasn't got anything to draw to. Drawn cold to the button.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Don't know you have to sweep it much.
Oh, perfect. Both skips pretty good draw weight today. Oh, God.
Yeah, great shot. Beauty. Yeah. Yeah, you can't, they actually has been, they've had a few bad shots, but overall I thought they've had pretty good handle on what's going on out there. So after 8 ends, Brent McDougall goes to the 9th end with the hammer, leading 9-7. Here at the 2018 Deloitte Tankard. Matt, I'm going to leave it to you for a couple minutes.
Beautiful. So it's all in for Greg now. The first one will certainly be a center guarded, probably high, and then Brent will maybe go in. Then you can throw a second. You can throw a second center guard most likely. What you're going to need a miss. With one of the peels, you're either going to need a flash or a nose or something. And but in terms of your own guys, I mean, you really can't. You really got to be precise here. Especially when you start getting into these later ends, the ice is going to start to slow down. So this is why you don't want to quit. There's always comebacks from these from this type of deficit. So Brent's going around. He doesn't want to be top 4 is too deep. Go top 8 would be nice. For power, you'd love to see it deep. That would be the thing that would help him the most in the looks, but that's what it's going to be. Okay, so now you get a real chance here. You throw up a second guard, and Brent's gonna. Then there's a lot of pressure on Adam from Brent's team to make his next one. Now, it's not a big deal if this slips into the rings, but you just want it to be behind that original blue, that first one that was thrown up high. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. I'm assuming. Okay, Brent's going to try and make a play on it, which is. You can see about a third. With the obvious risk being if you feather the guard goes back. But it's outstanding for Brent if he can happens to make this. Beautiful. Okay, Power and the guys are going to be definitely coming into the rings now. They'll just basically that same weight, but they'll try to be fully buried. At some point, they're going to look to have a chance to freeze on that back yellow. So it'll probably go top 12 foot and buried, then Brent peels the center guard, and then guard for a little while, and then eventually freeze one onto the back yellow. And then Brent will hit the one that's in the top 12, and then you freeze another one there, and I hope. With it being there, you might try and get them both, but this is pretty good as long as you don't, obviously you don't jam it, but. So did you let the wife know where you are?
Yeah, no, she's shopping somewhere. She didn't even ask. She'll be pretty happy if I'm here till 10. No, just a couple little work things I had to deal with. So, what we got here? Got a guard?
Yeah. You got. They tried to throw the second guard, slipped into the ring, so Brent's just peeled it out a couple of times now. So, pretty standard stuff at this point. Would have been nice to get that second guard, then Brent would have had some, decisions to make, but now you got to pick.
This one picked, that doesn't help.
Well, that could kind of almost end the game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, especially in these situations. It's just where you just have the one guard to work with, and you have no choice but to steal. Bad break. You don't see that too often anymore, but but when you do, it's kind of hurts a little bit for sure.
So Brent's automatically kind of got changing gears here and is thinking, blank now would be great for him. Up 2 width would be perfect.
Yep.
So Power's gonna, throw up a few more guards and it'll probably be peeled, but then eventually he's gonna have to freeze onto that yellow one that sits back there.
Yep.
But I've seen steals with just that single one in the back there and somebody freezing to it, and they screw up the blast, so it's not a given.
Yeah, it's interesting now. This is pretty much standard call here to throw up the center guard, but you see more and more teams now, particularly in the last end as much as this end, but where they won't do that. They'll throw the guard, well off the center line and see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
And just trying to get something. So yes, you don't end up usually with a guard buried on the top of the button, but you might end up with one buried that's biting the edge of the forefoot, but at least gives you a chance.
Yeah.
If you just keep throwing them in the same spot over and over and over again, chances are that you're not going to get what you need here. It's great ice to peel on, though. If you have guys who can throw it straight, just throw it straight and throw it hard, and it should be not a big problem to get these things out of play.
Well, Marty's got some curl on that one.
Marty's got a nose hit. And a jam. The jam doesn't hurt him too much, but the nose hit's not good.
Well, top 4. It's pretty standard here. If you can get one top 4, Brent peels, and then at the end of the end, you'll tap it to the back button kind of thing, and then Brent will have a choice to either draw or just try to make the double. I'm assuming he'd hit, but...
Yeah. Well, we got one final out here. Chad Stevens just gave up a couple more to Jamie Murphy. Jamie picks up a couple and wins 8-3 in the battle of the leaders here, the round robin leaders. Both teams going into this at 4-1, and that moves Jamie to 5-1, and Chad drops down to 4-2, and we'll see what transpires with him. To Jamie, I think that guarantees him obviously guarantees him a spot in the playoffs. I don't know for sure if it guarantees him the top spot yet or not. Depends on who he plays, probably in the next game. Hasn't lost. The only person he lost to is Brent, so Brent's not going to tie him. It just depends on that last game. He had a pretty nice draw in there.
Yeah,
lied. A little deep, yeah. Sorry, I didn't. From where I was, I thought it was a little bit, a little higher.
Well,
than that.
if it would have been back 4, that's really not the end of the world because you're just going to go top 4 in the last one anyway. But now this will be maybe a little interesting. That they're obviously going to guard, but then Brent will have a decision to make at some point. He might just go around the center guard instead of peeling it and letting them go. Top 8. Let's have top 8, back 8. Then Brent's got to. God, he should make the draw to the forfeit. He's made them all, but I mean, you hate to have to bloody throw it. You already had one pick this end. Who knows? You get another one, and suddenly the game's tied.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree with you. And I've seen that done, and some people will do that. I think that on this one, if he throws it short, I think Brent will peel it, and then they'll probably go top 8 foot, full 8 foot in the top, something like that, so he can't hit and get shot, and make a decision whether or not he's going to draw against 2 or just hit when I imagine he'd hit and try to just flop on and take his chances and see what happens there. But he might not. He's had great draw weight, so I just hate drawing, especially in the end where you've seen a rock pick. Yeah. It's just kind of like, I don't know.
You're thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is why you could draw now.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Casey picked up a couple in the 8th end against Stuart Thompson to tie that game up. 6-6 after 8. And the teams must have picked up the pace a little bit over there because they were going to be way behind in time. And they don't have tons, but they have lots to finish this game now. So
a couple of experienced guys like that. That's always seems like that. They're going to be tight at the beginning of the game, and then it all kind of levels out.
It's my wife's favorite part of watching curling is watching the clocks. If they'd have the clocks on the corner every game, all the game, then she'd watch every game. She's more excited about that. But she likes curling, but she's not quite as diehard as I am.
You put a bunch of clocks up around the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Put some chairs in front of them.
Good thinking. Yeah. So, powers, I will throw this. I'm sure what we just said, basically full 8 foot at the top. Or just maybe even just a tiny little bit shorter than that, but not much.
Yep, exactly.
Enough that you tease Brent into saying, well, if I hit it and roll, I can score. And if I don't roll, then okay, I might give up a point. But either way, I think you'll see Brent hit something on the next shot.
I don't think Marty or Kirk would let him draw, even if he was feeling good about it.
No. It's a hard one to sweep. You don't want to oversweep this. You don't want to put this in the 4 foot.
You know what? It really isn't, especially when, as a skip, when you're throwing it, you got to tell yourself to shut up and let them. Let them judge the weight.
Yeah. Just coming into the top of the rings here. He's going to draw.
Pretty darn perfect. Wow, he's drawing. Okay, well, keep it clean, boys.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Well, that's all you wanted. You wanted to force him really to... I think if I'm happy to see him draw because I'm thinking, well, it's going to be hard for me to steal 2 ends in a row. Yeah. So if he draws and makes it, he probably beats me. But if he doesn't make it, then I'm tied. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's now that it's 12 foot, I'd probably draw. It's looking.
Yeah.
Like God, that pick would just be driving me bananas. Just mild. It's a relatively short drive, but
yeah.
Well, don't seem to be too panicky.
No. Well, as you said, Brent's had good draw weight.
It's a little outside, so it's probably into the faster stuff out there, which would be probably good. And there looks to be lots of curl on it.
It's not going to get to that other rock, but
Oh my God! It's starting to spin a bit. Oh no!
big miss.
No, he just got it out in a little bit of faster stuff. All of his draws have been a little bit closer to center, and just that inch or so, I don't know, more than an inch, 6 inches out to the side, got him in the faster pebble, and oh Jesus!
Well, that was a tough call. That was one that but you're gonna skip at this level. You gotta be able to draw the 8 foot in the ninth end. And
you can't say anything bad about the call. The scarf, maybe.
Yeah.
Not the call.
Well, yeah. I'm still not drawing in that situation, but regardless, that's that's me. But it's the good news is you got hammer, you're tied. So at the start of the game, that's probably where you were with your head. So
Brent's a pro. Just flush it. You have the hammer, and tied with the hammer, you win about 80% of the time. So.
Yeah. So we got 9-9 tie coming home. Pretty big scoring game.
Yeah.
Pretty high scoring game considering how it started. 2-2 after 3 ends, and gotten a little bit wilder since then.
And 10-7 on the sheet beside us.
Yeah, exactly. 10-7. Oh yeah, they stole one more. So Fleming stole one more against Kendall Thompson. Leads by 3 playing the last end. So these guys will try to set up 2 guards, I would imagine, right, Pat?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm thinking
they would have maybe if this one stops. Oh, that's a hard miss. You really, you gotta be able to get 2 rocks in play here in this end if you're a lead, and unfortunately that one's about 4 inches too far.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably about 3 feet too far. But
yeah, exactly.
But it's anything short's okay. One more whack at it, and then he's got to. But now you're only going to have the best case scenario now is 1 guard to work with, and the other way you have the 2, and a lot better opportunity to maybe steal one down the.
I used to tell my lead that just throw a center guard first, and then we'll figure out where to get the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't try to be tight. Don't try to just drop it over the bloody hog line.
Yeah.
You end up either hogging it or sending it to.
Yeah, you figure just throw it out there somewhere, lob it out there, and let the sweepers figure out whether or not it should be a short one or a long one.
Well,
I'd stand out there sometimes because I'd be like, I don't want you throwing it too far.
I mean, up here.
Yeah. So he absolutely has to get this one short of the house, and this one looks much better, actually. Unfortunately, if he had had that one on the first one, he would be in good shape. Of course, Brent, who knows? Brent might have made a little tick shot or something. But he can't remove this, as we all know now. He doesn't have the opportunity to remove this. So Brent's going to go around it.
Well, you got to be top house here. Jeez, it's 4 foot's too deep.
I think no matter where this goes, you'll see another guard go up, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Try to get it up there higher and in line with that one to make the double a little bit harder.
Well, that was not really one of the options.
No, that was not good at all, really.
Well,
I don't even know if I'd throw another guard now. It might come right around.
Yeah.
Because then he peels that guard, you come around the other one, or throw it short. I don't know. I think it might. I don't know if you need this rock. But
I'd always tell my lead on those ones too. It's like you only got to bury a quarter of the rock. Even an inch is fine. Don't even coming close to the center guard. Just don't even.
I don't even know if I'm playing that shot. I think I'm probably just trying to tick that one
off
the
the
front.
What? No, that's
throw a hack weight or something. If you miss it, you miss it. You're going to peel after that anyways. It's not really, just a lot of things can go wrong on that shot. Get this over. Well swept.
By a mile.
Skipper Greg showing his worth there on the front end with the broom.
That's not Brent. Okay, you're not getting a double peel with that, and you're opening up that whole laneway now. The guy, you peel that out, he comes out, turn draw. You're in guard here. It's that long one that's...
Well, the long one's a problem because of the one that's close to the house, right? If it was just the long one, it's probably not really too big of a problem just because it's so far, but...
This is his way in there now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think you're right. First reaction is like, well, the high one's not going to hurt you, but on that particular spot, with the way those are staggered in there now, I think that, I think maybe getting rid of that high one would have been better. Run it back into something.
But Power's still going to make, you're going to make, 6 perfect ones here to...
Yeah, it's a big shot. If you can get this thing to come in there and just overbury a little bit off the blue in the top of the 4-foot someplace, Brent has to peel the high one. He'll probably try to get both, but...
you make 6 in a row here if there's 6 up with 5 or 6, whatever, and you got really a chance to win.
Yeah. Big shot here. This looks really good if it's got enough wheels to get there.
Starting to get into that slow stuff, so I think
they're not trying to
get a guard. Yeah.
Not trying to get it in there yet. They're just going short. That's probably a good call.
Yep.
You got a pretty good setup now.
Now you peel that long one. How do they get in there? They got to come really tight to either one of those guards. But fine, say he makes it going tight around his own. Then you got to run back chances. You can double peel the guards, and he's guarding a single rock.
Yeah.
And that's always difficult in the last end, trying to guard a single rock. You'll have a piece of it. That's really it. You peel the top one, let him draw into the rings, make the double peel, and then...
Normally it's not good to go in too early, but it might have been on this situation. He might have been better off coming right in on that one. Maybe.
I think so, because then Brent would have peeled the top one. Then he can either come in again and freeze the own, or then guard and make this double peel more difficult. It's a no-brainer double peel after this.
Yeah, he's got the high one, I think. I'm not sure he's getting anything else.
Yeah, my God, it'd be really tough to make the blue-yellow double peel there. You'd have to throw a bazillion miles an hour and be really accurate. He's throwing another guard. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just asking to get a double peel made against you unless you're, a hog rock or a double peel or something.
Yeah. This looks pretty good for what they wanted anyways, just maybe... That's a hard shot to throw.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty darn good, and then there's you can get rid of both blues here.
Good news for Powers, he's going to have something to work with. I mean, it's pretty much impossible for Brent to get rid of everything.
Yes, yeah.
So he should end up with nothing worse than at least a single guard to work with and really be able to be full 4-foot with it. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Brent looks like us. We spent so much time trying to line up where to hit it, and I don't think we hit one in that spot all year. Get out there, it's like, I can't throw it straight enough to hit that spot. We'd like to look at it.
Oh, Marty can throw it pretty hard here. We'll see if he...
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. Marty throws it pretty hard with looking pretty smooth. He should be a front end guy, that guy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's... wow. A lot of... I mean, that curled a lot.
Now you're set up pretty good. You got to, Powers couldn't have asked to start in this end. I don't think he could have hoped for anything better than what he's got here.
Yeah.
Particularly when his first rock went in the house.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more. Just draw the top 4 here. Let Brent waste one on the guards and then freeze on your own and or some sort of tight guard and see what happens.
Yep.
but I don't think it's going to be.
Line's really good.
Yeah, just gotta go. Okay, well, it's something.
Yeah, it's a good shot. You know, it's not maybe quite good enough yet to get the win, but that's a pretty good shot. It's in there in a good spot.
You can get those 3 in the center, but you know, it'd obviously be a tough shot.
So what are you thinking, Matt? Peel the high one?
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't know why they're taking so long.
Yeah.
I really don't see. I mean, try to make the double peel, and you know, we can get them all maybe. Just throw it to outturn high and high side and hard on that yellow, and
make it the game's over.
My buddy used to say, "Peel the guard that's doing the guarding."
Yeah.
The yellow one's the one that's in front of it, so you know you're going to force them to either put it back or.
I agree 100%. I mean, if you don't peel the high one, you go after one of these other ones, you don't have to make both of them, then you're in big trouble. This one, even if you just end up peeling it off, at least he has to do something else other than.
Well, it looks like he's only getting one here. A little.
Just gonna get the high one.
Yeah, a little in and out there, but okay.
He had to make sure of that. He couldn't afford to do anything too crazy.
Now I guess.
Is he playing the bump or is he playing the straight guard?
I think he's playing straight guard. You know,
Might be
Brent
right.
does the same thing. Well, Brent's drawn. I mean, if he guards there, Brent's in turn draw. Yeah.
In turn draw, yeah.
All bloody day, and so this way, I think you gotta tap that thing to the 4 foot, get a little inside flop, and kind of stagger them that way, and let Brent try to run them back, and hopefully you still have 1 or 2 in there, and then guard it and hope. But this is, you know, Brent's. You hate to give a guy an automatic decision too. You'd like to have some doubt about whether he's making the right call, but this makes it real easy for Brent. He's already thinking, all right, you know, where am I putting the broom for the in-turn draw?
So after having a 6-2 lead at the break, Kendall Thompson gives up 6 and ends up giving up a couple more points and defeats Kendall Thompson. I might have said that backwards. Fleming beat Kendall Thompson by a score of 10-7.
Those are tough. Everybody's had one before, but it's.
Yeah, big loss for Kendall for sure. I think he's still alive. I'm just trying to do a little bit of figuring here as I'm looking at the book and looking at the results and trying to figure out whether or not he's still alive. I think he is. He'll have to win his next game, probably get some help.
Well, they didn't really guard anything here. Interesting.
Yeah, really.
Brent, if Brent noses that, then that might be better.
The one thing about it is it kind of takes, well, it doesn't totally take the double peel away, but the other way he could get them all.
Yeah.
Now he can't get them all,
So
but he's not going to try to.
Yeah, Brent's got to nose this. They're going to come around to the 4 foot and buried, and then Brent's going to have to make a, you know, albeit a short run back, but it's never, you know, when it's that straight and you got to hit it on the high side again, right, you might end up thinning it. So it's, and it's Brent's out turn, so who knows what he'll, I mean, it's been good since the first couple of ends, but you never know. Yeah, honestly, I think that's a bet. That guard, where that guard ended up is probably better than the shot they called.
Gonna get by? It's close.
Yeah, he's good.
Good eyes, Matt. It's a good shot.
Well, you needed to leave that out to use it. Now you go back 4 and buried. It's draw to the can to win.
Yeah, the only thing in Brent's favor is it's just hard to get to the back 4 buried on this particular sheet. But this intern will go in there, I think.
Intern draw and buried as best you can, and the good thing is that if Brent concedes just an inch of it, he's just got to peel it out of there, and that's
exactly
he's got the counter in there. Look at that. The front end's not even getting the skips rock out for him. Making him do all that work.
Yeah.
It's just rude.
Yeah, he'll be changing that.
I want you to draw to the lid in the 10th, and I want you to get your own stone.
And tonight, sweep today.
Yeah,
too.
and sweep, by the way.
Yeah, they'll be changing that squad up after this year for sure.
They're making him use that mini broom to throw with.
Yeah. Jadine leads are good sweepers, and people do all that work for you.
Oh, he's playing the out turn. Huh.
Yeah, I'm surprised with this one a little bit.
That's. I guess they have played it a lot more.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh Lord, I think it's already gone.
No, I don't think. Not yet. No, he's got lots of room right now. He's actually got too much room right now.
Way too much weight. That's gone. Gosh.
Marty's going to sweep this out if he can get it out, and he does.
That's it.
And McDougall will pick up a point to get a victory.
Textbook.
Yeah, without throwing his last stone. So Brent McDougall improves his record slightly to 2-4, and Powers falls to 1-5 with a 10-9 victory here for the McDougall squad. Bit of a wild game, lots of fun though. And with one more draw to go, anything can still happen. I think like I say, I haven't quite got to the point of figuring this all out, but it should be a fun game tonight. So thanks very much. Thanks, Matt. We look forward to seeing you all again in probably about an hour for the ladies' draw. The Scotties draw is on here at 4 p.m. here on Bell 5 TV 1. Thanks very much for watching.
Thanks.